Thank you. All right. 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 Get happy Wellness Wednesday, you all. It's me, Dr. Chef. I am back. I am back. I am back. Woof. I made it through, you all. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Um, I'm back, and yes, I know Motivational Monday. You guys did not catch it because I was traveling. Unfortunately, due to all of the funerals, I've given the update and things that wrong time date weekend was given, not on purpose, and so I had to attend funeral this past weekend, and I could not come back in. I couldn't travel back really. Um, Something told me not to travel. I looked at the date and realized it was the anniversary of the passing of my father. And so I took that as a good thing to stay still. When you get that little quiet voice that tells you to don't travel, don't do this, don't do that. And a lot of times we ignore it. Well, it was best that I not. And so that's the reason why I wasn't able to really tune in on Motivational Monday. So I'm thankful to see that everyone is still here, whoever it is that's able to be here. Well, hey there, Sister Phoenix. It's good to see you. Love the hearts and the stars. Thank you so much. Um, and so I'm back on this Wellness Wednesday. And yes, I am well. It was a blessing, I will say. Unfortunately, yes, far too many times we don't get a chance to see a lot of our relatives and loved ones, except for during funerals and weddings sometimes. However, even for a wedding that I wanted to attend to a cousin of mine, I had a funeral to attend back in June for my cousin. There was so much going on that I just could not be in every place that I wanted to be. And of course, we all want to be where it's a happy time. So I'm gonna put that out there. I'm gonna give a few more time to tune in because I know I was flushing around last Wednesday with what time would be good for you all, and I was thinking 2 times in the day. So if anyone that to work around work schedules, if anyone missed the morning around about 9ish, then we can tune in for the noonday, which would be between 11 and 1 for now. And I will be working on breaking up the different segments, different talks. And yes, I was hyped and I was feeling oh so good. Seeing you all last Wednesday, and it's the same feeling this Wednesday, this Wellness Wednesday. So rest assured, no matter what happens in my life, um, I am myself getting accustomed to um, being happy, just really being thankful and being happy to be alive today and to still do um, a good thing, a good work. And I encourage you all to do the same. I've stated before, it's important to find what it is that you're passionate about, what you love. And I don't mean about coming towards social media. I mean, just being an inspiration and a help um, and provoking good thoughts and inspiring others to be the best them that they can be with their mind, their bodies, and their whole soul. And so that is the theme of my life is progress and growth. Not necessarily just to focus on monetary means and things of that nature, the things that comes and goes. Life comes and goes too. However, it leaves the biggest impact on us. Um, than anything else. Than anything else. I can't think of no one that that is pondering over whether or not you have a dollar or not. More so than the loss of a mother or parent, child, or a loved one or a good friend. That person, you find that person that's more focused on whether or not they have more money than somebody else or more clout to someone else, more so than the missing of a loved one, then I challenge whether or not that person has heart. And I'm just thankful that I have it. And so therefore, I am. I'm like, okay, where do we start? So Just note on this Wellness Wednesday, you also get a chance to ask any questions. I noticed that I was not able to see some of them that tuned in. I am going to tune in to Facebook now because I do have family that I did notice and friends that I did notice the last live that I didn't get a chance to send greetings to because I just simply did not see it until I went back and checked and saw it. And so, oh, this is a blessing. Yeah, it's a blessing to see your loved one. So I'm going to tune in. I'm going to bring in our Facebook people, you all. So just bear with me for a little split second. I actually know how to do that. I'm not a tech whiz. I never have been. And yes, this is part of it that almost discouraged me from not doing it at all. But thanks to um, those who are been loving and supportive and want to see me go forward and states that it helps them to know that I'm well after the transitioning of so many close loved ones. I was like, okay, let me go ahead. It's like, okay, we just need to see your face and hear your voice, Dr. Shelf. And I was like, okay. I said, never. Well, I have had that in my life a lot. However, from those who have some that I have never personally met, I haven't. Um, However, I do understand. That is my word, you all. It's been coined. I'm sure it's been coined now because I have not heard anyone else use it until I use it. That's okay. I'm gonna start putting it on there. I need to get a trademark. um, I do understand when we come across um, carrying souls that that type of spirit and energy does like to connect to other caring and loving souls because we don't have enough of it here today. We have a lot of perpetrating for sure, and I have seen it. And it's all it puts me in the mind of the scripture that says that every man has this measure of faith, and that means their measure of belief, their measure of what they are going to, um, yeah, just believe in. And I see that with how much we care. I see that with how we cater to the thought and the consideration of one another, and we just don't simply have enough of it. So let me pause for a little bit, go back into this main glitch for Facebook. I know I'm getting started a little late, but I'm getting started. That's the main important thing, that I'm just doing it. So how y'all been this week? How was you all's weekend? Talk to me if you can. If you can and you're at work, I do understand. Or tend to say again, understand. I do understand. If some of you all are at work or just tuning in or in a place where you just can't tune in the way you want to, I do understand that. Let me get my little mango drink out the way. That's my little portable cup, y'all. My little portable glass that I use out of town. I just put me some mango up in there, y'all. I was feeling, and here with my new word, I was feeling mangoish. Today it wasn't watermelon. I just honestly did not feel like cutting up a watermelon today. I'm just telling. Can I keep it real? Can I keep it real or go home? Oh, that's right. I'm at home. Okay. I was feeling mangoes. I wanted something soft. I wanted something tangy. I wanted something rejuvenating. I wanted something to help my skin get rid of some of the stress that I was um, trying to process again. And I'm like, okay, just the anticipation and the excitement and the sadness that comes along with all these emotions that especially us the melanated people have. I was doing my best to like process all of it, and then in the midst of moving, I saw you all on the last wellness Wednesday. That is, I can see it on my face, and I can see a little bit of it now, but that's an internal thing, and that energy. This is part of health and wellness. You all always pay attention to the face. I believe, even though I'm not a makeup wearer, um, I've tried it a couple of times in my life because I just don't like nothing feeling cakey on my face. Even before I started to become, hey there, sis, how you doing? Old classmate, there you are. I'm gonna call us old Shanice. I pray your business is going well, all is going well. I am tuning back in. This will be more closer to my newest time. The only way you all won't see me attending for Wellness Wednesday at this time frame from now on is once again if I'm attending a funeral or something that's really, really urgent that I have to do. And for some reason, Facebook is acting up. I do see where it's trying to connect. I don't know what the issue is with them, but whatever it is, it's okay. We want to make sure you all tune in if you can hear on Facebook. You can tune in to Dr. Chef Felicia and Wellness Channel. Dr. Chef Felicia and Wellness Channel. Yes, it's a little bit of typing, but I promise you'll get through it within seconds. And it's free. Like and share, like and share. It does help as far as I'm starting to understand it more. I understood it then. I didn't desire to ever want to get addicted to uh, just the word like itself. Because as far as I'm concerned, you ain't gotta like what I say. You ain't gotta like what I do. But it doesn't change the fact that there is so many that needs to do some of the things that I am recommending you to do that's able to do it because it's good for your soul. It's good for you. And so that's how and so I do I look at the power of words a lot and how we process it. And I can see, I've witnessed it firsthand, how others really get truly addicted to this thing, and they actually think that the like means that somebody don't like them. No, it could just be that somebody's driving and they can't take out the time to like your stuff. See, I know how to expand my brain out, and that's what happens when you have a more healthier mindset. Yes. When you have a more healthier mindset, you're able to think outside of a box. The world doesn't just revolve around one person. It evolves around everybody. And I know we don't like to think like that when we have our one woman and one man shows, but it doesn't make it not true. And I'm for the truth because I do truly believe that it helps sets the mind free. It's free from stress, free from um, the fantasy lies that we tell ourselves. Can I use that term? Fantasy lies that we tell ourselves, free from anything that's artificial, that's not real, that's not true. Even though we have a lot that's going on, talking about everything is an illusion, everything is an illusion. You know what? We are living in a time where a lot that is a strong illusion, and that is scripture based as well too. However, it's still what you make it when we are the author, in the sense of when we have been given the ability to do things for ourselves, to make ourselves well, because it's only you that has that's with you 24 hours of the day. Nobody else is with you 24 hours a day unless you were bed bound. And we pray for those who are, and they have to have someone sitting by their bedside, but even they have to take a break. So no one is with you more than you, is what I'm saying. Nobody's with you more than you. And so I'm at a place now where I'm so much more. I've always have been comfortable with myself and with not being influenced so easily influenced by anything that is negative. However, I do realize in the past few years that was introduced into my life. I'm worded like that on purpose because I understand that we have a responsibility as leaders or as influencers in any shape, form, or fashion to be to stick to the point and just to use your testimonies to help others think. And if it's something that you can relate to help you to overcome, that's part of health and wellness to me too, because it makes it well within your brain to make you to understand that you are not crazy, that anything that messes with the part of you, the good part of you that God has created, that makes it look or feel or make you act in such a way to where it is unhealthy, it's not nice, it's not positive, then you have the right. It's only your responsibility to make sure that you do away with that. that you detoxify yourself from that. We're always talking about detoxifying ourselves from food and from all these other things, but we're not really focusing on detoxifying ourselves from bad environments and from toxic relationships and from toxic other things. And even with that word toxicity, I really I'm almost going a little tired of that term too. Let's just say unclean, because even though it sheds more light and it's a more stronger word and term. Now I know it's just we're just a people of fad, like we just catch on everything is toxic. Everything is toxic now. I'm like, oh my god, everything is toxic. Yes, we live in a filthy world. We live in a place, a very industrialized place where yes, we are all taking in a lot of toxic waste, a lot of toxic images, depending on what you subscribe to here. Hey there, sister. We got a whole lot going on there. However, you don't have to be a part, you don't have to make that a part of your everyday life. That's why we have things like the cleansing of the soul, cleansing of the spirit. That's why we have prayer and meditation. That's why we have it where you can take a moosai and you can take a vacation to get away, and all those things that helps to balance out the good from the bad, the clean from the unclean, the toxic from that is refreshing. And so I like to focus more so on that is more refreshing, more so than that is toxic, because I've learned that now. I paid attention to the fact that whatever word, some words have there's a lot of words, not some, there is far too many words that when we use it a lot, that it brings down the vibration, the energy, the spirit of you. And because it's more, it seems to be, appears to be more negativity in the world today, more people doing more things that are not healthy, that once you prescribe to that, and that's all you want to talk about, just like with health and wellness, we see it now. No, just tell us what it is that we need to do. You can use certain things as an example, but it is best that even as a health and wellness coach, as a naturopath, that we even learn how to focus more so on just the solution, not so much of the problem. And I've had to learn this in the midst of coaching many from all over the world now. And I promise you, I don't keep a head count, because that's like keeping a body count. I can't keep a head count because it is some that just come in for one session because that's all they need. Their minds are strong enough. They have the support system that they need, and they're good to go. And there are some that stay with you for a while because life has thrown them so much to where they need the constant reminder. We need the constant coaching, and it's safe to say that that's most of us. That is because just in our quote unquote, y'all look up that term culture I was telling y'all about, quote unquote, the culture is that we have a negative culture, meaning we have been programmed. Somebody has cultivated a lot of unclean and negative things, thoughts, phrases of us, especially as quote unquote black women. And y'all gonna hear me say quote unquote a lot because I understand terminologies, and that it's not, I don't like giving so much power to everything that's popularly said. Did I say that right? Everything that becomes popular, because I don't need that to make me cool. I don't need that to make me feel like, oh well, it's I'm relevant now because I said what they said. No, I just need for it to be something that's good and something that's knowledgeable to help you all be a better you. I just need to be able to teach or to share things with you all to make you think, wait a minute, where can I improve in this or that part of my life? And because of some of you all that saw my journey from the last few years, some have, and seen how my life has totally transitioned, I feel highly obligated, highly responsible for setting the example of how you don't allow life changes and situation, life and death, married or not. You don't allow none of these things to take and bring you down to a place to where you feel like you can't go on in life, that your life was just that chapter, or just only existing because of mama was here, or because of my firstborn was here. That is not what life is about, you all. I'm learning it day by day. It's not what it's about. It's about us. It does appear to be a learning lesson for sure. And if you're not learning, of course, it takes some of us more time than others to get the lesson. You see that even when we were in school, or even if you were homeschooled. Your brothers and sisters, all of you all did not learn at the same time, the same stage. Some it took a little longer to learn math. Some of them just flat out said, I don't like that subject. So I'm just not going to put I'm not going to try to learn it. Well, that one that did not try to learn, that was a fundamental thing in life, or that would have been a tool to help navigate you through life. We watched them be behind. A prime example, I had plenty of opportunities to take technology courses and things of that nature, and I still am. I'm not going to give up. Why? I'm just trying to carve out the time. They're more savvy, as I may say. Savvy with the computers and all this stuff, and they're like, that's good, great. As I said, kudos to you. However, my focus was always more so on health and wellness, how to help people live, because I realized that if you're not healthy, you can know all the technology all you want to, and you sit there and slump with a heart attack right there in that chair. Yes, it's happened many times. So what is it knowing other skills and doing other things? And here it is, you're not healthy enough to be able to continue on doing that thing that you are good at, or that you have learned to contribute to society. If you're not helping, you can't do it for long, now can you? Now, I'm at a place now to where, yes, I went back to the hometown in Decatur, where a lot of my families are they are at, on my mom's side of the family. And yes, I thought that I was just going to be, I'll be honest, Wellness Wednesday, y'all. Mentally, I'm like, in my brain, and my family knows I don't keep anything much from them. I'm thinking in my head, man, my God, how can I'm going to go through this again. And we literally had the conversation, me and one of my sisters, we had the conversations, man, this is just a lot. This is just a lot. This is a lot. 20 loved ones passing, transitioning within the last 3 years. This is a lot. This is a lot, actually, too. And I'm like, oh my God. And I said, yeah, I do. I think I want to stop attending. I think I want to do like I saw some of my first cousins was doing. They was putting, they just allowed themselves to be on live stream with some of the family members that couldn't make it. And they just let them see everything and wave and say hi through the phone to some of the people. Then when I thought about the importance of touch and connections, and people seeing you and being able to embrace you, the therapeuticness in that. And I noticed that a lot of people ask for it and they say that they want it, but then what happens is that once they get it, we have to be careful with hey there, cultivating cactus. I see you in a while. Hey there, Mr. Cactus Bag. Can I call it that? Yeah, I told you. Look, you just made me think. I was thinking about a cactus, and I'm gonna get back on track. I've been tuning into the what you call channel just to see you. Oh wow! Well, you know what? Even though I've been branded all my life a very nice, calm, patient person, and I am, doing this consultations and coaching and mentoring for a long time, I do realize that it is therapeutic for some people to be able to express themselves, even if it can come off as negative. I've been getting a lot, and it's piling up day by day. I just want you all to know that I've been getting a lot of emails, texts. So it's no one person, of people that has been feeling offended by the situation. And this has pressed me to go ahead and make the announcement There are some that have stated that they have received emails and things of that nature. I have reached out to connect you all. I have, for you all's sakes, for the health and wellness of it, because health and wellness is mental health and wellness sakes. Um, it's important that when, I'm going to say it again, as a leader, and when we call ourselves spiritual people from God, and then when we say that we love you, that's a powerful word. And as men, brothers, we all know that it's always been a trend that you know that if you tell a woman that you love her, that automatically, if she really likes you and she cares for you and she has love for you, that she will feel more safer with you now. She'll feel like, okay, well, maybe he's the one and all that good stuff. But it has become it's been thrown around very carelessly. And I'm learning that that happens too when you get on these platforms. And we all have to understand, if your connection with someone has been to only to give to them, then understand there's an old proverb saying that says that if a person fall in love with your hand first before they do your heart, then once your hand can no longer give, then they will not cater to your heart. Y'all get that now? Watch that. And so I just got through talking to another powerful spiritual sister, prophetess, just last night. And she said, yes, I noticed you are a giver. I said, yeah, I give so much that most of the time I forget. I'm be honest. And that's when you know that you're not just trying to give just to receive something back from that particular place or that particular source. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with exchanging gifts. I'm not saying that. Even monetary means, we know we use these things to gather through life. But when we're talking about the exchange of spirits, the exchange of energy, the exchange of respect for one another, and we are in the field of health and wellness, we have to understand. I know that I have the responsibility to you all, the few that is able to tune in and trying to keep up with me. I have the responsibility, not as a woman, not as a mother, not as what a wife, not as nothing else, not as a minister, not as anything else but a human being, to make sure that I treat you with love and kindness, no matter what. And yes, patience. You can know the measure of a person's patience, and a measure, let me say, of a person's love and care, your TLC of someone based off of how patient they are with you. Now, I'm going to encourage some of you all to do your best that when you're on these social media platforms, and I'm wording this like this on purpose because I have to be mature. I've had to be that all my life. And so whether or not I'm with someone or not does not determine, does not shift and change that, because the Most High God has given me strength to be able to clearly do this. And even I didn't think that I had it. I'll be honest. Even some things you just don't know that you're capable of doing until that test come, until that change come. And then because there's a program. Yes, I said it, a program. I've been programmed to love. I've been programmed through my DNA. I was just told this by my father, and I've shared it with a few of you all. And my greetings and respect goes up to the Most High for the passing of my father's on the his anniversary is on the 13th on Sunday, and so that's why I didn't travel on Sunday and why I wasn't here for Motivational Monday. I just stood still because it was there for him and an uncle of mine, my mother's eldest brother. Both of them passed away on the same day at different years, in space of time, even though they grew up being really good friends as well. Go figure. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna take a break because that little silent voice was telling me to. Back to the love and kindness. I learned that from my father. I had heard a week prior to from my brother's mother. Yes, I said it. My brother's mother. My father had many children. I am the eldest of them, 12 that I can count. And I and one of my brother's mother, Junior, had stated, "Your father was a very loving man. He was a good." She put emphasis on a good man. And you don't usually hear that a lot when you find out that men have had multiple children and things of that nature. Yes, my mother was the one that, since they were together first and young, the first love thing. Yes, he said if he didn't marry her, he wasn't marrying nobody, and he took that to his grave. Did you hear me? And yes, I do sometimes. I feel like, oh my God, Daddy, why you had, man, you're loving, kind person and helpful, but my goodness, we have to have these many siblings, and I'm trying to keep track of all these siblings. Yes, I've been placed in the position, and then I have experienced what it means to love, even from the beginning. If the parent has done something that we consider untraditional or not responsible, and I've still been able, and I believe that is a gift from God, to be able to still focus on the good. And so I want to focus on the good this time, you all, because that's part of Wellness Wednesday for me, and say that you all be encouraged. Um, I thank you all for, it's long overdue. Hey there, David. I got a lot of my team. So I thank you all so much for tuning in and for your support. And I want to personally give the apologies for any of you all that have tried to inquire through the Ministry of Wellness, if whether or not, and wondering and did not know or did not receive the emails, that we are no longer together. We are in our last stage of divorce. I said it, you all. And the way I'm going to properly say this to make sure that you understand that I understand that no matter what major decisions or shifts that we take, it's because that if you're going to teach something and you have to learn how to practice what you preach, then just understand that being in a healthy relationship is part of wellness as well. And I understood we got together during a pandemic. Yeah, you guys can take this and like and share, because I hope that it helps somebody. We talked a lot about relationships. I was introduced to some of you all through the means of that. And so because it has piled up so much of the negative response that I've been hearing, and I've been hearing about the mistreatment of some, I have not addressed all of them because I understand that um, sometimes things can be misunderstood. However, we still have a responsibility to mentally make sure that you all understand that no, it's not you. It's okay. I know everybody can't tune in every day to keep up with our lives, but I had to do that for my mental health and wellness after the passing of my daughter. It was something that I had in mind too, after the transition of my mother, because I have lived here long enough in this life, in this earth, of 48 years. I know when something is healthy for me and when it's not. And that does not change just because you're married. Each individual have to make a decision, and I'm not promoting separation from those who have mates that want to continue to work with you. That was not the case. We want to work with each other. However, the spirit, when you have different spirits and different energies, let me put it like that to be fair. When you have different spirits and different energies, the good spirit has to overweigh anything that could be negative. If not, then anything that's negative will overtake the good. You can see that even with power. If you understand electricity, look it up, y'all. You can Google it. If that energy serve the positive and the negative doesn't serve just right. It's not just about coming before here and sitting at a table and saying, "Ooh, we got a nice, beautiful black couple that's doing something that nobody else is doing." It's not just about that, but we have to be on an equal plane, meaning equally yoked. And I understand equally yoked to mean equally yoked to mean that we're equally yoked in love, in connection. And unfortunately, that is different from eating fruits, y'all. Can I just keep it 1,000 with you all? That's different from eating fruits. That's different from talking about, okay, what detoxification are we going to practice for the next 30 days? See, I've been doing this longer. They're, on their end, they have experience in coming before social media. I have experience with life, with dealing with people one-on-one for almost 30 some years in the care and wellness industry before there was a such thing as getting paid through the internet. So you can't break that kind of foundation and make that for me just about marriage. Marriage is when you unite together with a party or an entity. Look up the definition. In an agreement. But once the agreement has been broken, for whatever reason, you cannot have a good and successful and healthy marriage. It's no different than from your health and wellness coach, your doctor, any type of relationship, your therapist, your children. If your child don't obey you and don't listen to you, and you're trying to help them to avoid, and I know this, I'm a mother of 4, and I have helped mother many other people's children, because that's how much my heart expands out. However, I have to be equally yoked with someone that is the same. And unfortunately, due to the pressure of life, I told you I'm going to be fair. If I don't be anything else, and I'm going to be just. So nothing is misinterpreted. I can do that quite well for myself. If they say, don't let nobody else tell your story, you tell your own story. And make sure that your story is true. Not just true to you, but it's factual. I can prove that. I have nothing to hide. And I've always told you all that I'll keep it 1,000. And I was just waiting for the right time. And now, anytime stuff starts to bother our people and make it a unhealthy thoughts, now as a caregiver, as a wellness coach, as one that has worked in ministry since I was a little girl, as one that carries the DNA of my father and my mother, and I watched them all my life care for people no matter what condition they was, whether they were broke or rich, whether they were drunk or whether they were sober, whether they were a mother or not, whether they were a father or not. I come from a balanced place, and I cannot try to justify the means just because of money. I will not justify the means. I will not justify negativity just because I want some likes and some shares. I refuse to. And so if that means departure, then that's what I do. Because that's part of mental health and wellness. When you know you have the ability to be an enabler of bad behavior, and that is the scripture in the writing that says that that evil communication corrupts good manners. That means you can have good manners. I've been raised to have good manners all my life. All my life. Since I was a child. My aunties, if I pull up now and make a phone call now, they would tell you, no, she's always been a respectful young lady. I got that from all the way through, and I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm telling you my own truth. That I cannot sit back and be and rest easy, knowing that there are so many that's been hurt and that's been broken by not understanding and knowing that yes, we have separated, we have gone our different ways. And I have to say, in order to be mature about it, to say it was necessary. I wish much healing, much prayers, much good things, much growth into my ex's life, because that's the right thing to do. And I hear, and I've been told that he does for me. However, my responsibility that I've had before I married is to make sure that I'm being a light of the world, that I'm practicing wellness things. And that means that I can never agree with anyone, especially in the health and wellness field or ministry, being talked to or being disrespected in any type of way that can cause mental distress. And so that's on me. And so I want to say that I love you all. I appreciate everyone's honesty, and just understand that in life, we all have our journey that we have to go. You all hear me talk about this all the time. I talked about it even then. And I believe in strongly practicing what I teach. No, do I get it perfect every time, every step of the way? Have I made mistakes? Absolutely. Part of that was I'm just supposed to do the work. Wasn't supposed to do anything else. It would have made the transition a lot more understandable because I understood that we were doing something that most of our melanated people have never seen done before. And that's okay. Whoever got help during that time, that's a blessing. And I believe that that is where, as they say, no matter what, God's going to get his glory. But I refuse to take it for myself. The scripture says, let another man praise you. However, it never said, let another man worship you. And I understand that I am not defined, and you all should understand it too. You are not defined by what someone on social media think of you. You're not defined. However, we are the ones that's putting ourselves out here and putting our business out here, and then get offended when it's judged. I just said something that I know that can be judged. But because I understand and I'm mature enough to understand that my main obligation is to my family and to those that I work with on a regular basis, and it's not my place to be fictitious about anything. Do that mean that you got to air out all your laundry? Absolutely not. You only need the air that's right there that it needs to dry your laundry. Only for the few that gets it. So my expression and my desire, my prayer for this Wellness Wednesday is that any of you all that have reached out to myself or the Ministry of Wellness and you didn't feel like you were treated well, I want to say personally myself that I deeply, from my whole heart, mind, body, spirit, and soul, apologize. I apologize that it was not done in a good enough manner to where some that after you've lived your own life and that you have maybe tuned in later on, you just didn't know that you experienced any type of negative feedback. I'll take that responsibility because I can, because I know that love, real love, casts out all fear. I got much confidence in it. Much. And can't nobody take that away from me. That's the reason why you see me smiling even after the loss of my mother and my daughter. That's the reason why you see me happy still. That's the reason why you see me still progressing. That's the reason why you still see me even in my own hometown. Because I believe that wherever you mess up, that's where you need to clean up. And I can't change that because of anyone else, because all that's going to do is make you take some mess elsewhere. You got to start from the foundation. You have to be that example at home first. I lived long enough now to understand that's a stronger foundation than me trying to hide, or than me trying to cover up, or than me even trying to use my abilities or gifts to do things to try to cover up any failures in life or anything that is broken in life. You can't heal as great in that way. And just waiting to get hand claps and waiting for you all to buy something from me, or waiting for you to donate something to me, or waiting for somebody to say, good job, Dr. Shelf, good job, Dr. Shelf. That's temporary. What happens when the internet closed down? We got 24 hours in a day. I'm here maybe an hour or two, give or take, maybe about 8 hours throughout the entire week. Count up your hours throughout the day. You still got to live and heal outside of this internet. So that's what I like to encourage you all to do when you all get to the place where you're teaching and you're learning. Like and share, because I pray that it helps somebody, because we're going to encounter a lot of this stuff because we have people talking about artificial intelligence and we don't understand just how artificial it's made a lot of us that has come before these platforms and they have gotten a chance to experience a little bit of tension. And I shared this before. I've been fortunate to where I had attention. I did not lack from attention in my childhood. I didn't. Did I feel like some had got a little bit more because they were doing things to get more attention? Absolutely. I'm the oldest of many. I'm a big cousin. I'm a big sis. I watched it, and it's okay because I've always loved my family. I don't always like everything some of them done. For sure enough, I think I only have out of all the hundreds and hundreds, well, let me say thousands of family members that I know that I have, I only have one cousin that gets on my reserve nerve. I think that's good. And a lot of them do some crazy stuff, y'all. So when you grow up with that foundation, it's easy to transfer that over to marriage, your job, business. And for those of you all that are part of ministries, it's easy to do that when you are part of ministries as well, or what we call so-called ministries. And so just understand that I understand is all I'm stating. And I'm thankful for those who all that are finding. I've been told all my life, okay, hey, you, and I see Facebook glitching you all. Once again, the YouTube channel is for free. And if you transfer over to Dr. Chef, DRCHEF, Felicia, Felicia, and wellness channel. Yes, I know it's live. It's going to take less than a few seconds for you guys to type it in. Then you will be able to tune in where there's no glitches, because I know Facebook does that. So you and I did not pay for YouTube either. I know I have not paid a fee for YouTube, just so you know. So if you all want to be able to tune in better that way, because I see how much Facebook is glitching, I had to put that out there so you can say that. I have no regrets in my life outside of course, I think I'm human, where I wish that I made certain decisions, especially when you're talking about partnering up. And this is in business, just period. Partnering up, pairing up with anyone, that you have that I was so distracted by the cry of our people, to where I was just willing to do what I had to do. And I do realize in the midst of that, like they said, most time when you up close on anything, and you all could take this is not just with marriage. Most time when you up close on anything, it can be blinding. Like, I'm not focusing when I get real close up on you like this. I'm not focusing on what's behind me. I'm looking, almost kind of like tunnel vision. We're not using, as melanated people, if you're not blind or have too much a vision problem, we're supposed to be looking at our peripheral, being able to see a truck if it's coming. Well, sometimes I get so focused, especially most of the time when it's in health and wellness, that I'm not hearing no evil, seeing no evil. Even if I hear it, I just, I'll tap. I'll do some of that. But when I can't avoid it anymore, I have a saying that I do, since we all like to call each other kings and queens now, and it's okay. I understand that it's out of respect. I got a saying that I know how to bow out gracefully. Learn how to bow out gracefully, y'all. And I know the scripture says, bow to no man. But you can bow out, you can do a cursing out. Preserve your integrity. I heard a young lady mention the art of war. Be careful, y'all. This is a book that they don't want everybody to have. And I'm only going to focus on one thing, and this is still part of Wellness Wednesdays. It's turning right back to mental, and this is the reason why so much emphasis put on mental wellness, you all, because everything starts in the mind, whether it be good or bad. The art of war. It's good to see you all being nice to one another in the chat, being courteous. That's what I am about. The art of war. I had a person that was trying to use a war tactic on me that was a so-called leader. I'm going to call it out. It was a pastor, so-called pastor. They got labeled a pastor because of the work that they do. That did not want me to read this book because they were trying to be slick and conniving. Yeah, I said it. I work with outreach ministries to help them to help others in the health and wellness field. That's what I do. Because I understand that a lot of our inner city people, a lot of our poor people do come through the church. A lot of them still come through the church. That's still the go-to place for some of the most important things in our life. When people are homeless, when people want to get married, when people have funerals, the things that have the deepest impact on our life, most of us find ourselves that revolving door and the system that's set up for crowd control is still the body of the church. And so I've been led as of now to still work with them in order to help some of the pastors, leaders, community leaders, um, provide good information or better or more information about um, how to share, how to be healthy, um, from a biblical standpoint, but also from a common sense standpoint. Because I understand that that is a setback, and that is one of the things that helped merge me. I met my then husband there at the church, and I departed from there because there was some discrepancies. Because I can only focus when I know that all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed. But it also was in the midst of the pandemic. I also got tired. I also was about to shift to work with other ministries. And I shared that before for some of you all that don't know. But because I was asked continuously to work with them, I did. And that turned into an untimely marriage when it was supposed to just remain work. And that's just the truth about it. Anything and everything in between. Of course, anytime when you have good in you, anytime you have love in you, whoever's around you, they're going to benefit from that. And as we should. But now, since I am more of a positive force, more of a positive spirit than some of the average that have gone through the things that I have gone through, I have to guard and protect minds as well. If I'm not being covered enough, or if I'm in any type of mental space or position to where I don't feel comfortable and I don't feel safe, or I don't feel that something is spiritually and mentally healthy for me, I've taken my own right to bow out gracefully. For on the behalf of you all, there was much talk and much attempt for reconciliation. However, I had to listen to that quiet, subtle voice that said no. I am one that I pay attention to collateral damage. I am one that I do believe that we have more of a responsibility to be healed and to be well, no matter what your gift is, no matter how much money you got, no matter how much clout you got, no matter how much high praise you get for whatever you do. We all have special abilities to do certain things, whether you figure that out or not. But what I never feel like it give us a right to do is to disrespect one another. I never. In this book of the Art of War, it teaches you that whoever controls your emotion, come on now, y'all, this goes both ways. Just like they said that the scripture is sharper than a two-edged sword. While you point a finger, one is pointing right back at you. Just understand, life is about learning. You have to learn how to be healed. You got to learn how to be well. And that will vary from person to person depending on where you are broken. Am I helping somebody? I pray that I am. Because this is what I've been born for. I get it now. And yeah, I tried to run from it a little bit, because hearing the heaviness on people's heart, hearing where people have been hurt, when you have a heart, or some call it an empath, you just want to help and heal everybody. Sometimes y'all don't know, there's a time when I've gone to sleep crying. Sometimes I couldn't even sleep at night. Matter of fact, we don't have the best rest all the time. We have to force ourselves to go to sleep because we hear the cry. We're thinking about different people and how well they're doing, even when we're going through ourselves. And that has been my experience all my life. And that's the reason why I say, no, my help, my strength comes from a force. It comes from the Creator. It doesn't come from a man. I mean, unless you want to count my father being a very loving, strong, vivacious man. But he just lacked the stress of that heart, of all that was going on, wanting to be with his children, and realizing that, yes, he should have settled down, got married and all that. And then when my grandmother passed and all that pressed on my strong, melanated baba daddy. And so I had to take on, as the firstborn, I took it on me to pray out to God and to ask me, okay, Father, okay, now that this torch has been passed on to me to continue on, now that I am the descendant of this, show me how to use and cultivate and to grow from every good aspect of my parents and my grandparents and my ancestors, and every good knowledge to grow into being a more wholesome, good person. Does that mean that I've done everything right? That I've never had a sin in my life? Absolutely not. It does not mean that. It means that I understand that we are works in progress. And that goes for myself. That goes for the Minister of Wellness. That goes for you. That goes for all of us. And yeah, I know people say, well, that be the case, Dr. Shelton, why come you didn't stick in there, hang in there? I didn't say that we're supposed to commit suicide in the midst of trying to grow. You got to know when something is enough. You got to know when something is good for you. Just because you sign on the dotted line in a time when you on any contract, thinking that something was going to be something, or that you were going to be met with a balanced energy that could help heal you, that could help you grow, does not mean that during that time they call a breach of contract. This is how separations take place. This is how divorces take place. This is how you wind up, here we go, y'all, drum roll, falling off of your health plan, your health regimen. Something comes along and entices us to take up different opportunities, to try a different food. It could be a smell. It could be the look. It could be, oh my goodness, it look like I get paid more money over here. It could be environments. Whatever it is for you, it's your responsibility. It is my responsibility to make sure that it is good for you. You don't stay clucked in no contract that can set you up for complete total failure. You can start off trying to do something and have a good intention, is what I'm learning in my life. And I pray that you all are too. But if you notice that in the midst of a run, I don't know about y'all, but I used to run and I was pretty good at it. When you're a runner, and if you ever got to a point to where you had to tag, or you know about relay, we get real inspired when we see USA win, or a sister or brother win, because that's one of our strongest attributes, is to be quick, is to be fast, is to be strong. We embrace that. But if you're running and all of a sudden that person feels like their heart is tightening up too much because they got off of their breathing method and they can't make it to that finish line, it's the smartest thing to do is to recognize and to know your body and to stop. You don't want to die on the track. I had enough blows at me, even before my mother passed, during my union, that could have made my heart stop in the midst of trying to help, be a great helpmeet. God, I don't know about nobody else, and I pray that this is helping somebody, whether it be your contract, a business contract, whether it be your relationship, whether it be whatever so-called diet plan that you're on, that you recognize and learn your body, learn your mind, learn your soul good enough to know when something has to come to a halt, so that it doesn't kill you in the midst of trying to make it work just for social media, of trying to impress others. Okay, y'all, now this is part of me when I told y'all that I'm going to keep it 1,000. I've been holding back as much as I could, but I refuse to hear. I just told you, I love. I refuse to continue to get multiples and multiples of people coming at me, souls, spirits, and our loved ones and our people coming at me saying that they've been hurt. I don't know how to do that. The big sister comes out in me. It comes out. And I go into protective mode. And I have to call out what's right and what's wrong. I have to call out what's love, what's real love, what's truly wellness. We have a responsibility. This is the reason why I've been placed in positions to work with people in leadership positions, CEOs, doctors, pastors, bishops. And I've been doing that before I married you all. So there's no way I could be ever kept into a box or be challenged to not do a work just because social media numbers are not so high, or just because I have a great following or not, or yet. I refuse to dumb myself down. I refuse to be placed in an incubator just to make anybody feel good in a broken state. No, I would prefer to help you heal. And if, just like I've used this example before, some of you all probably have not heard it. I've used this example before. Even a lifesaver can't save everybody that's drowning if that person is too hysterical or they're too strong and too healthy. It's been known that we have been, for those who all believe in it, we say that the women are to help meet to our husbands. But if you'll help me, if you start to kill your help me, if you start to overwork your help me, if you start to lashing out at your help me, if you start to demean and undermine your help me, now your help me can't help you meet nothing. You destroyed your help me. So I don't prescribe to marital laws, because see, I come from that sanctified church where they had taught women that you can just get beat and get talked about and get dogged out and be a doormat and be this and be that just to keep the family together. Those times are gone, y'all. No, we have to learn how to grow up. You have to learn how to adopt and to only keep contracts that is for your mental health and spiritual health and wellness. I said it. That goes for the man and that goes for the woman, and it most definitely go for if there are children. And my God, when the children start to get hurt, then that's when Mama Bear comes out. I'm out. I'm out. If the children can't be shown complete love and tender care, if the children, us as parents, I'm calling out, y'all, this is part of mental health and wellness. This is the reason why a lot of us are sick to this day. Well, my mama didn't do this. Well, my daddy didn't teach me this. Well, I've heard it all. Well, my mother abandoned me. Well, I went through that in my first marriage. And I had to, me being dainty straight out of the home, I had to try to learn how to cater to what in the world is that? Because my mother, even though she was tough, and she look, whatever she said, dude, she meant it. I grew up in an area where you can get your tail toe up. That's what we called it, y'all. It's called whooping, spanking. And you better not think to raise up. But yet it was balanced. I got loved on. I got kissed. I got told, good job. I'm proud of you. I love you. I didn't get abused to the point to where here it is. I didn't know that my mother didn't love me. I didn't get neglected to the point of my father to where I didn't know that my father still had love for me. That every time I entered the room, my daddy was excited, was happy. And I noticed that a lot of women have not, and women in particular, and especially our sons, did not have that. Unfortunately, I married people that did not have that in their life. And this is what I mean by being equally yoked. If your mate come from a very broken place, I noticed I didn't say I didn't say perfect. See, I'm careful about what I'm saying. If it didn't come from a very, very loving place, or enough love and tender care that particular child needed, when they grow up, you're going to always hear about them disrespecting somebody else and not showing the proper amount of love and tender care to somebody. They've only show it to those who they can get whatever they can get out of them. Whoever gives them the attention that they lacked in childhood. Yeah, I'm speaking to y'all now as a counselor. And I, as an infant, and I being one that received a lot of love and enough attention, I know that when I feel it, so I have become health and wellness, y'all, because some of y'all are this too. I have become one that would cradle. I have become one that try to ease, calm, and soothe the savage beast. But I'll be doggone if I let them come raise up and bite me while I'm trying to take care of them. They say don't bite the hand that feeds you. I'm a chef now. If I feed you and you bite me. You don't do that. That's how you train puppies. You do not let them up and bite you. Oh, he was just angry. No, if he snapped back at you, he's been mean. Now, with human beings, we're not supposed to do that. With your wife, with your husband, you're not supposed to do that. And so before you get to that place, we got to learn how to bow out gracefully. See, I can't allow myself to ever be in a place, and I encourage you all not to. Don't allow yourself to be in a place where somebody can control your emotions. The Art of War, there's a part in here that talks about that in order that when a person can control your emotions, they control you. And not in a negative, not in a good way. And so this is the reason why I'm sharing this. Because now I'm just waiting just to see how many is going to pile up. And now it's countless. Countless of times. Am I going to judge anyone for feeling hurt, disrespectful? Disrespecting? No. My job is to say I apologize. My position is to say I was apologizing because I was connected, and some of you all didn't know that I was disconnected anymore. So I apologize that you all have experienced that. But just understand that a lot of times when people realize that there are good things that they have, it's no different from when you have money to pay your bills. If you lose it, you get upset because you realize that you've lost the money. And that means that if you catch a person while they're looking for their bill money, you might get snapped on. Or if it could be your home. You don't want anybody come raking up your home. You come back home from a hard day at work, and you come back and you see somebody that trash your home, you're going to be upset. Or sometimes it's just embarrassment alone. Being embarrassed alone can cause people to snap off on you. They don't want it. That means that a person is in a healing process. And the one thing that I've learned through working with leaders is that they are human, you all. We are human. This is what I mean by social media makes us think. Unfortunately, too many have gotten on here, and especially when you're young and you are still trying to find yourself. Notice I didn't say young and have a gift. Notice I didn't say young and know how to make money. Young and know how to be heard. I said when you're young, you haven't been on this earth enough to understand that the only thing, the only good character, the only special gift that you should be leaving is love. That has the most deepest impact, more so than anything. That's the highest vibration than anything on this earth. And just saying the word itself is powerful. And this is the reason why so many people that have not really learned that terminology, that learn and know what that really means, that's why they use it. But they're using it in a very manipulative type of way to draw people to them because they want love, but they don't have enough to give. So that's why they got to draw it from you. This is the reason why I tell you all this. Come on now. I'm still in mental health and wellness. I'm still in wellness here. Before we can get to how many vitamin C's you can take in your body. Before we can get to how many vitamin D's you need to balance out your vitamin D level. I know people that have been sick to death that didn't have no vitamins, no fruits, no nothing. That once their family came through on their deathbed, they were revived because the love and the energy and the prayers that went forth that gave them life. Now that's my experience talking. I've done it. I've been in a place, even as young as 19, 20, 21 years old, where I walked into facilities as a nurse assistant. And people say, well, they haven't eaten. They haven't eaten in 10 years. They haven't eaten in 7. I'm like, well, how are they surviving? They were little. So I knew they hadn't. Frail as ever. They won't talk to nobody. So don't worry about feeding them. And here goes the love of God in me. I try not to get choked up about it. But if I do, just understand and understand that I am human. And something said, go over to them and sit down beside them. Slumped over in a chair, barely looking up to anybody that come to them. They still putting them in motion of pushing them up to their seat to eat their food, and they don't eat. You try to feed them, and they don't even want to eat. And this happened to me when I was a rehabilitation specialist here in St. Louis, Missouri. And when I heard it broke my heart, because I'm looking at how little and how frail this woman was. And I'm hearing them say, don't bother trying to feed her. She's not going to eat. We just bring her in here because we have to. And some say, go over to that lady. And I go over there, I sit beside her. And yes, I already have a prayer in mind. I didn't take the word of the ones that have been working with her all this time, so-called. See, it's too easy to accept defeat, you all, in the areas of a broken heart. You got to know when people have a broken heart and when it's not been healed. But I can assure you that the number one thing that heals it is tender love and care. No degree, no certification can train you for that. It comes from a deep place, and I know because I've been gifted with it. So I never blame a man. I never blame anyone for coming from me because they want love or saying, I need you in my life. But I have learned now that I have to be more responsible for who I give that to. If it's just to drain, or if it's not doing enough good, if it's not helping to fully heal, I have to bow out gracefully and let God send another. If possible, some people, nothing will help. He wants the interconnection to them from God because they're just that broken. They're just that wounded. And so I went to the lady and I just put my hand on her back. And I said, Miss, I said, my name is Felicia Ann, and I'm here to feed you today. I said, they told me that you don't eat. And I said, and I'm sorry. She looked up at me with her back slumped over. And I saw the tears in her eyes. I don't think nobody had even talked to her anymore. They just put the tray there and they took it back from her because they got used to her not eating. And she could hear. So that means she's heard all of the naysayers. She's heard all of the negative things. That's the reason why I'm allergic to too much negativity, y'all. If I can't conquer that with love and with enough positivity, I bow out gracefully. I'm allergic to it. That is toxic to me. I cannot fill my air up my whole life up with a bunch of negativity about what these people do and what these people want and what these people do. I can't do that. I will not. It goes against my survival mode, my thriving mode. It goes against my longevity. It goes against my mental health and spiritual wellness. So I'm telling you now, this woman began, hey, Michelle, I got a chance to see you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love you much. That was a good friend of my mom's. But she became an auntie, Michelle. I did see you on the last one. So I wanted to make sure I spoke to you. Hey, Sister Tasha. And she started to eat. Y'all, she didn't just eat 1 or 2 spoons of food. She ate all her food. The charge nurse, the registered nurse, all of them came back and said, what happened to her food? Did you throw it away? I said, you can get that video camera. I said, no, she ate her food. They looked at me like, the first nurse went and walked on about her business. The other one came back about 5 more minutes because I just sat there and I sat with her. And they said, did she eat her food? And I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, she did. She said she hasn't eaten in 7 years. I said, she hasn't eaten in 7 years. I said, well, she ate today. And I've had other encounters like this, you all. I've had encounters with people that had excruciating headaches and I just put my hand on their head. So I'm saying that, yes, God has given me the gift to be able to heal people through love, not through no special technique. I didn't have to shove a bunch of fruits down their throat. I didn't have to tell them how many pills they need, how many vitamins they need to take or anything. So this is just another avenue because I can't reach all of you all face to face, but just understand that take this love. These arms, the long arms don't match my height because my daddy was tall, my mama was short. And just know, Dr. Chef, love you. I love you. And I want you all to keep me, my family, all of us in prayers as I do the same for you. I pray that mentally that it helps someone just understand that my makeup, my being, the day I'm born on it, everything is all about growth. Not just talking about it, but being about it, living it. And so I have to share those separate testimonies with you all. I pray that whatever I share with you that did not offend you, hey, Uncle, how you doing? I know we got to get our stuff. Oh, you say, oh, Miss Dear Niece. Yeah, and I love that's what I'm saying. I come from love, y'all. I don't know how to settle for anything less. I don't know how to, if money get funny, that all of a sudden that I'm supposed to be mean. I don't know how to, just because somebody say something crazy on social media, that I'm supposed to change who I am, because I don't know how to get caught up in name calling people all day long and then reflecting that off on my family and my mate. I don't know how to do that. There has been a few times in my life when I've had to latch back. A few times I'd have been provoked because I am human. And when it got to that point, I realized it's time to bow out gracefully, because I cannot. The order is that you don't allow anyone to control your emotions in a negative way. And as melanated people, with all of this melanation that we have, that is part of us. The hormones are all over the place. When you're trying to heal the body and you're detoxing and you're changing and you're morphing and you're doing away with those negative cells, or even if you're just reconnecting to the God in your life, and you're trying to grow to be a better person, just understand those tests are going to come, whether it be through your child acting up, whether it be through your marriage, whether it be through life, whether it be from your church, whether it be from your job. It's part of life. It's growing pains. How else would you know your measure of love if nobody never tests you or try you? You won't. How would you even know that you can fight if don't nobody ever bully you? See, I'm going to put a twist on the bully, because I know what it is to be bullied. I've been bullied before because I was so loving and so nice. I told y'all, I had one. I had a cousin that tried to bully me. Sure did. No, she didn't try. She did it. Just one. And I got fed up. I've carried that into relationships. That yeah, okay. I keep being nice. I keep being nice. I keep being loving. I keep showing you that I don't want to fight. I only want to get along. That you keep pressing. You back a cat in the corner, it's going to come out strapping at some point. And that's how I see some of our people that's reaching out. They feel like, oh, okay, I've been banged up enough. Life has banged me up enough. The last thing I want to do is click on that wellness channel and find myself getting banged up just because we are labeled as stiff-necked, hard-headed people. No, absolutely not. To acknowledge that you have a weakness, to acknowledge that you have failed in the area, does not mean that you need to be beat more. Y'all, stuff that I know, I realize that people that can that feel like that's what they have to have in order for them to grow, you got a slave mentality. You've been used to the master beating you upside your head, whipping and lashing you. I would say that's something that you need to. We call that postpartum slave syndrome, and I know they practice it in the military. They even practice it with sports. You bang up the body, you get cussed at, you yell at. Oh, it's okay, Michelle. She said, no, it's on my end. I see the glitches. That's my mom's best friend. She let me know that no, it's Facebook. It keeps glitching in and out. Y'all become accustomed to the most precious negative way to learn. And they say that about boys too. They got to have some tough love. I say it's more so that they have to have some consistent guidance. That's why when the home is broken and the male is not there and there's no consistency, you don't get a chance to raise up no children within no 8 or 9 years old and expect for them to grow up to be fully successful young men and women. No, they're going to have another firm, stern, but loving male in their life in order for them to stand half of a chance, because life and world is going to press them enough. Negativity is going to come to them enough. They're going to make some choices and decisions that's going to challenge their character. And if they don't get it at home, or they're not raised up with it, and they're not seeing that strength on a regular basis, they wind up going wayward. I know what I'm talking about. I experienced it with my own son. I had to get close for that, y'all. Loving heart, like his mom, want to help everybody. But once the wrong young man got to him, he had to learn how to fight. You think he didn't take that up with his father? Yes, he did. He eventually got to a point where he took that up with him. And yes, it made the relationship a bit more closer. But once certain damages are done, that's it. I'm going to say it again. I bow out gracefully, because I know my place. I know that I'm not the head over my home in a marriage. I understand that my job is to be a graceful, loving, caring helpmeet. And anytime that position is challenged to the point to where I cannot do that as effectively as God has gifted me to do that, then I must bow out gracefully. And it's my responsibility to make sure that anybody else that comes to it that was benefiting from seeing unity, from benefiting from the hope that you can have it for yourself, please know that you can still have it for yourself. I'm just one group of people. I'm just one me. He's one him. Our family is one family out of billions. God will send another if need be. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, go high fish, y'all. That's Grandma Wallace coming out of me. Murder Wallace. Yeah. Be well. Do what works for you. There is no one way to fix all. Yeah, I said I'll go down on record. Y'all want to say this one. Like and share if you like to anybody that you think could help. I got confidence. Oh, Dr. Shell seems like she got a lot of confidence about this. I believe you. I just believe in love. Just believe in what's honest and what's true. Did I handle everything and say everything perfectly the way I wanted to in the beginning? Absolutely not. I didn't. Because I had to remember the art of war. When you warn against anything that's negative, that comes to destroy you, Then you have to learn to take one day at a time. It's called grow. It's called grow. And only you can do that for yourself. We're here to inspire and to encourage. Anything else is unacceptable. Anything else is unacceptable. And that's what you have to tell yourself. You all control how we come before. I'm going to put it out there again. You all control how we come before. It's no different in how you are treated by me or anybody else on this platform, especially if we're saying we're children of God and we are of health and wellness. Starts in the mind. I'm not going to act like it's good enough just to give you a herb that's just a momentarily fix. That's a lifestyle of you taking care of your mental health and wellness. Yes, you can get overly addicted to taking herbs. I'm a drug counselor, you all. Yes, you can. And it can have bad effects on you mentally if you're constantly putting yourself or allowing too much negativity in your spirit and in your mind, and it will literally destroy your good cells. It's a known scientific fact that it will reduce, it will cause your immune system to lessen. Try it. Go to any shelter, go to any place where they're teaching anybody about self-help and care, and anybody that's been verbally and mentally abused, and you will see a lot of sick people. But you put on some music, you send through a good minister or somebody that's there to help motivate them and talk to them and show them some real good love and care, you'll see them start coming alive all of a sudden. They ain't heading out of fruit in town. Am I saying that we're not supposed to eat healthy? Absolutely not. I'm just making a point that there's multiple ways of healing yourself. And we as a people need to learn how to utilize all of them, because it's going to take all of them. It's a method to this madness. And we have to learn it or we're going to die from the lack of knowledge. What good is it to know the scriptures and you don't know how to properly apply them to your life so that it can enhance your life? What good is it to have money and you don't even know how to use it to where you can help take care of your family? What good is it to be able to see and you don't use your sight to help you not to walk into a bus and get hit? What good is it to have hands and you only tell yourself that, oh, my hands is only gifted to do one thing, but here it is, you don't want to learn how to cook, so you're going to sit there and starve to death? Y'all, mental illness is serious. The demonic forces, now from a spiritual energy standpoint, the demonic forces that come to suppress people, this is part of what they call having a suicidal mind. Because of all the negative things that they've gone through, all the trauma you've gone through life. If you find someone that says that they've gone to the military or that they've been abused by their mother or their father, whether they said they needed it or not, and you find that they did not get extensive counseling or sit underneath extensive counseling or therapy to get themselves some help, you're going to find a very broken and hurt person. And if you don't have the ability to be able to withstand that storm, to where that storm of trying to help someone to recover, that's why I say you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. And it depends on where the heart of that person is. That's the reason why even Yeshua, Jesus, couldn't heal everybody. Because he said, why did he say that he couldn't? He said, because of their disbelief. So if you don't believe that someone loves you enough, if you don't believe that there is good people that mean you well, if you don't believe because of all the trauma that's been going on in your life and how much you've been bullied and how much you've been trodden down, if you don't believe it, then you can't receive it. I have learned now in this life today, and I encourage you all to do the same. Learn how and know when you have put forth your best foot forward in making sure that you show love and kindness and tender care to each other and have meant nothing but wellness for a person. And if they reject it in any shape or form, or if they take it and they try to wear you down with it, Y'all better learn how to bow out gracefully, because you only get this one life here on earth, in this flesh, in this body, to live. Only one. And it's our responsibility, it's your responsibility to learn how to do right by yourself. There's nothing wrong with that type of self-help and that type of self-care. It is blasphemy. It is against the will of God. It's against humanity to work in this field and to have multiple people say that they've been hurt. What happens when a doctor does that? And we know that they're legalized drug dealers. They get sued. It's called malpractice if you're able to prove it. So I understand we have to be very careful when you're out here on social media platforms, because there's proof of disrespect. You think I'm not a warner? I warn before destruction. But I'd be doggone if I'm going to sit back and I'm going to let a building come down on fire on me. I only fight for that is good. And I mean internally good. I am not going to fight for anything that's fighting to stay in the fire, because the mind is so afflicted and twisted up that they make them think that makes you strong. No, I don't. It makes you suicidal. That's what it does. And it puts you in a place to reap everything that you sow right back to you, no matter how much good that you think you're doing. That's what I've shared with you all before. We had to be careful. And this is something that you will not hear really spoken, taught from leaders or eldest people in family or business owners. I am all of the above. I have participated and I am living and I work in every capacity of a small business owner, eldest of the family, leader in a community and in different areas that I do. I am the go-to person, always have been in my family. For understanding, for what do you think, for how do I take care of myself here. And so I understand, I have embraced responsibility. Even as a child, I embraced it. When mama and daddy said, watch your sister, I watched them diligently. I watched them. It was only when I had to go to the restroom could one of the kids set something on fire or do something crazy. But I still ran back to make sure that the house didn't burn down. When we get grown, y'all, and get to an age of accountability, which all of us that are tuning in is grown and we have come to an age of accountability, we have to learn how to know that if you cannot stop that fire from burning down your house, if you can't stop that one person from destroying your marriage, if you can't take and heal that child, it's time to bow out gracefully and allow somebody else to do the work. And that takes humility. That's not pride. That's not, I give up. Because my prayers are always for growth and maturity and for us to learn how to be a better people. Always. Nothing changes that. I've been in a place where I've been lied on, cheated on, talked about, mistreated. I have gone through that already. So I'm not speaking about what I read in a book. I'm speaking from experience. And all I can hear in my head is that this is a test of your love. This is a test to see if you're going to become a bad person. This is a test to see if you're going to become a person, a mad black woman. It's a test. And I don't mean getting angry in a moment. I mean becoming mad to where I hate all men. I hate the children. Oh, I don't want to help nobody. The devil is a lie and ain't no truth in them. I'm the winner in that one. You better start telling yourself, even while in the midst of the fire, that you win. Because I will not stop loving my people. I refuse to treat people horribly. I refuse, no matter what I go through. It's not in my makeup. And anything that's come against you in your life, like it has minds, to make you feel like that, you still have the power in you. I'm telling you now, I'm speaking from experience. You have the power to speak life into yourself and say, nuh-uh, That person didn't do nothing to me. Let me go apologize because I realized I might have offended them. And not just apologize. Go up and beyond. Give them something. Because you don't know what nobody going through. You can't work in this field. You can't do this kind of work and act like you don't know that it's people that's got mental health and wellness issues. There's people that got hearing problems. It's people that got vision problems. You're not expecting a perfect people to follow you. If that be the case, then none of us would be able to make a living off of this, now would we? If everybody was healed and well and was going to respond the right way from the social media platform, it's a health and wellness. They come to learn something about health and wellness. So there is a responsibility from us that are leaders in this field or claim to be, to make sure that whatever you are sharing with them, it makes them feel well. So I'm going to clean it up again. Since I've been known for cleaning up mess, you are not stupid. We rebuke that. You are not dumb. We rebuke that. You are not ignorant because you're learning something today. You are not silly. You are not weak. You may be feeling and going through the motions of that, but you are not that. You can't come on this platform and expect for me not to battle against anything that comes to kill, steal, and to destroy. See, because I know the powers that be. I know the energy that is fun. Look, this is why I have to bow out gracefully to preserve myself. And ain't nothing wrong. That's true self-care right there. You got others that was sad after they done burnt up a house. You got others that was saying, well, I got to get my peace because they done caused the chaos. And part of being responsible is being honest about where you messed up at and not putting that all on anybody else. My view and my position as a leader, as one that is sharing information with you, is to make sure that I encourage you all to make sure that no matter what is going on or wrong or feels not right to you in your life, that you find methods one by one, day by day, that'll help you along your journey. Get your affirmations, write positive things out concerning yourself. For every negative thing that's said to you, you better put something on there that to say, even though I've been yelled at, even though I've been cursed at, even though I've been disrespectful, disrespected, even though I've been called stupid, dumb, and ignorant, that I am worthy to be treated like a human being, that I am worthy to be loved, that I deserve to be treated right, that I am a child of God. I am a work in progress too. I am delivered. I will be healed. You have to. I've done it. I had to. My very existence of me being the being that I am, my sisters in were corny. Said, if you get Felicia and to be upset with you, then we know that you done something. If we get Felicia Ann to be in a place to where she upset with you, then we know that you've been up to something, because they'll say it, they'll tell you, they'll say she's a nice one. But I've learned that it's not good enough just to be nice, you all. We have to learn how to be wise. If you know that you are carrying heart, you're carrying spirit. I just saw somebody post that today. You think that when you're nice, people will treat you right. You think that when you support someone that they will treat you right. Not everybody. Because they may not, maybe somebody didn't treat them right. And they never got that apology. Maybe the person died off that broke them, that hurt them. And I've learned that even as a counselor, from a counselor standpoint, that when people have experienced people dying off in their life and they didn't get a chance to have a good ending with their loved one or with a person, that a lot of times that breaks and wounds people. Sometimes people are mad at God. They're mad at life and don't even realize it until it's too late. And with those type of people, you have to put those people in the hands of God. You have to allow their own lives to teach them their own lessons. And so that's where, as health and wellness people, as loving, caring people, we have to learn how to bow out gracefully. Because if not, it can kill you. It can throw you too much off track. And I can say this: I've gone through my mourning stage. I've gone through a whole lot, and sometimes I still cry. My daughter Najee's 1 year passing anniversary will be September the 17th, and I was going to be coerced into having to still do something in the midst of that time, just to overshadow me being in that place where I know that I need to take that space and that time. And doesn't mean that other people won't get counsel, people won't get coached. No. But it's a time and season for everything under the sun. It's a time to mourn. It's a time to die. It's a time to live. It's a time to hate. It's a time to love. It's a time to hate. It's a time to battle. It's a time for war. It's a time for peace. Y'all look them up. The problem that I think that I'm finding out is as the days go by, is that we are confused about when that time is. Because a lot of us are suffering from so much unhealthy, unbalanced self approval, self attention, and don't let it be something that can help somebody. It's easy to manipulate the mind and make you think that just because you're doing something good, that means that you're doing it at the right time. Yeah. You ever heard the saying that the road to hell is paved with people with good intentions? I think that it has some truth to that, y'all. Well, I intended. I know I've been there. Well, my intentions was to such and such and such, but you didn't know you was dealing with a wolf in sheep clothing. Well, but I felt like my love was. But yeah, but I didn't do none of that. Well, I didn't think that would come to me like that because that's the problem. You're not thinking. You're not internalized. You're not asking what they say. Acknowledge God in all your ways, and He shall direct your path. We got to learn how to acknowledge God. You got to learn how to pray and meditate and listen to the quiet voice. That's the reason why I did that. Even on the anniversary of the passing of my father on the 13th, I had to listen to the quiet voice. And rest assured, when I come back, somebody in the family that had been in a car accident. Thank God they are okay. Love and dear to me, my nephew. There's a lot that took place during that time. I'm be honest, I was a little fretful to even look up and see what was going on in the area at that time, because I know what that means now. I've learned how to listen to the quiet voice. I had to go through these things. I had to go through divorce. I had to, clearly for me, I had to go through these deaths. I had to go through these things in order for me to become even more and more aware, to listen to the voice of God in me. Because every time when I've deviated and I've listened to the voice of other people, the voice of what seems like would be the easiest thing to do, the voice of what seems like that it would even be the right thing to do. But yet I ignored that little quiet voice. Y'all hear people saying all the time, y'all, it's true. It's true. I'm a living witness. It's true. You mess up every time. You throw yourself off course every time. It is a fact that warning does come before destruction. If there is no warnings in your life of any bad or poor decisions that you're going to make before you make it, then I say that you're doomed. I hate to say it. That means that you're done for. If you get no warnings, well, I didn't know. I know. Then I pray for you that some type of way that God will start to reveal to you things that can help you make better choices and better decisions. I know I've had to do it for myself, and I will continue to learn how to do that, because that is my job to do. And nobody is paying me to do that. I have to pay myself enough attention. You have to pay yourself enough attention to understand that if you've been placed here on this earth, that it's something that is a reason for it. Nobody's here for no reason. You're not just here to be sick. You're not here just to be talked to any kind of way. You're not here just to be anybody's doormat. You're not here just to pay for somebody else's attention. You're here for a better purpose, and I refuse to believe anything else. And we just don't share that with each other enough. When I got to that funeral, we had our after party. I'm telling you, hey, even though I have people got teachers, I've been taught that you can't dance, you can't do this, you can't do it. I got to dance my feet tired. Do you hear me? Yes, I did. Therapeutic. Very. Yes, I did. I wasn't there teaching about health and wellness. I was getting my wellness on. Some of my family, some of them that hadn't seen me all the time, they didn't even know that I could dance. Now, of course, the media was new. Boy, I tore that floor up. So did. And then turn around and ask God, thank you for my limbs. And I slept like a baby the night after that, which went right into the anniversary of the passing of my father, 2015. And my uncle Pookie, we called him Pookie, yeah, we called him Pookie. His name was Orlando Jones. Yeah, so I'm part of the Jones clan. And I woke up refreshed. And this silent, quiet voice still turned around and said, Don't don't travel today. Don't do it. I said, yeah, but I gotta get back to Sister said, well, I don't use the PayPal now. I just use the Dr. Chef F-A-N Jordan Cash App. That's what I use tonight. The PayPal is gave me too many problems and trouble. Or if you need a P.O. box to send something, then you can. Thank you so much. I I got to a place to where that little quiet voice was still saying don't travel. And I was saying, yeah, but I got to get the motivational Monday. I got to get this is the only thing that's in my head. I got to get to no. I got to get back on track. Oh, they've been patient. They've been this. They've been that. I'm in my head. Okay, here go the caregiver. And I'm like, yeah, but I need to tune in for some. And he kept saying, the quiet voice just kept saying, don't. So that's why I didn't travel in Monday, you all, from the funeral. I went ahead and I waited and I listened to that quiet voice. And I did. I was, even though it was just a couple of hour drive, for some reason I was tired. As I'm traveling on the road, I was tired. Now I traveled in with family, but of course they had to go back because they had to work. And so bottom line is that I was tired. I was tired. I was more tired than what I realized. And so I'm thinking, wow, if I had came beforehand, even though I got a real good night's rest and sleep beforehand, but I got up much earlier, then how much more tired would I have been if I had hit the road after doing all of that dancing and all of and fellowshipping with everybody? How much tired if I would just jump right on that road? I know what some probably think, well, maybe you shouldn't did all that. Oh, the devil is a lie. No, I had to do all that. Because I never know when the next time comes that I'll be able to celebrate with my family. My cousin that passed was the life of the party. He was nothing but about life. He was very protective of his family. That's why he nicknamed him Go Get Him. They even have a song outcome. Go get him. Go get him. Go get him. I just found out that it was something that was written by R. Kelly, and I don't know who the other fellow was. Yeah, so I didn't even know. I thought that because there's so many writers and songsters in the family, I thought that they made up the song. Going to show you how I wasn't paying no attention to that one. And so that's how we chose to remember him. And so I'm telling you all that you all learn how to listen to the little quiet voice that comes to lead and guide you. That's your warning voice. I promise you it won't lead you the wrong way. Now, let me put a disclaimer out there. And if I sniggle, it don't mean that I'm laughing at anyone that has this condition. But I have to put the disclaimer out there because we talk about mental illness, right? So if you, amongst your family and friends, doctors, therapists, pastors, and all have been labeled schizophrenia or bipolar, then by all means, fact check your little quiet voice, okay? Fact check it, meaning ask somebody else. Would that sound like that is not showing signs of being bipolar or having many different voices speaking to you? I gotta say that. Okay? I have to be responsible for that because I have dealt and I have lived with people that have been undiagnosed but most definitely show signs And what we grew up being hearing it being called is the demonic forces speaking through you, especially if it leads you to do negative and say and do negative things. So that's serious. You can't afford to listen to all of your little quiet voices. Can't afford to. It might cause too much damage. It may break up a home. It may damage a child. It may cause you to do something that's suicidal. That means you get advice from a good counselor. Matter of fact, seek many counsel. That's the best that I can do and that I can recommend for anybody or any of you all and anyone. I even do it for my mate. Get counseling. Get good counseling. Get some therapy. Get some help. But by all means, don't project that off of me. I refuse to accept it. I refuse to receive it, and I refuse for my good communication, my good manners to be constantly compromised. I refuse. That's my right, and that's yours too. All right. Is there anybody that I missed while I was on here? I have done y'all with the segment. I mean, I promise I'll be trying to get to a lot of the health stuff, but it'd be so much mental stuff that comes up. And I didn't plan on going that route. But after seeing my dear brother and different ones, I mean, I have gotten layers of it. It's not just from that. I just felt the responsibility to share that with you all, to make you to know that yes, this is my stance. I apologize for any of you all that has experienced anything that has not made you feel mentally well within your spirit or mind, your body, or your soul. That is not wellness. That is hellness. Um, and it's a trick from the adversary, and he does it with all of us. It's your responsibility to make sure that you're not allowing yourself to be swayed to the wrong side of anything, but to work on your own self if you find that you're having too many negative experiences with someone or anybody for that, whether it be on social media or whether it be in your personal life. That is your responsibility. Anybody that's against you or telling you to deal with anything that's causing you much mental distress, telling you to, and they don't know what you're going through on a regular basis, that's a person that just simply don't understand. And you have to learn we all have to learn how not to be one to get caught up in what everybody else don't know that's best for you. That's just not qualified. They're not qualified. I learned a lot of us like to see one another go through hell and high water just to distract us from the hell and the stuff that we going through. And in some ways, I can see how that's therapeutic because it helps you to not think about woe is me or make you feel like you're alone in a battle. But that shouldn't always be the case where you're always drawn to somebody that's always angry or someone that's always mad or somebody that's flip-flopping too much. That's not healthy. So you have to check your own self anytime you're drawn to a lot of negativity or even to something that is not well rounded and that makes you feel totally healthy about yourself. Now, granted, when you're in the healing process, it can be some pain involved in there, but that pain is supposed to be coming from the internals of you trying to cleanse yourself, not project it off on everybody else. If that be the case, then you may want to try going to a wellness center or something like that to where you're around more professionals. And guess what, though? Be careful with that because even they will shun you if you're displaying too much thing because energy is real. Spirits are real. They will jump off on the person that's trying to care for you. I know. That's the reason why I say I have to bow out gracefully. I can't allow myself, especially if I'm known to be the weaker vessel. That means you can't allow something that's stronger than you and that's professing to be stronger than you overtake you. That means you got to get out of it. I just gave you the experience before. Think about it. That's why a lot of us are going the natural way now because they're saying, I need to come off of these drugs. I need to come off of these drugs. These drugs are not doing me good. I need to detoxify my body from the drugs. Well, drugs can also come in the form of horrible relationships. Drugs can also come in the form of, you know, how I give you, for a moment you're doing good, and then the next minute you all hell done broke loose, and you don't know why. Because it wasn't fixing the core problem. It wasn't healing the problem. It was just masking over the pain. But the pain was right there underneath the surface, ready to lash out at you if you don't speak right away, ready to lash out at you if you don't clean up what they want to, ready to lash out at you if you don't get my food on time, ready to lash out on you if, oh, I don't like what you said, ready to lash out. That's when you know that there is a lot of deep written hurt and pain somewhere. It and you all just got to understand that even the teacher needs to be taught, even the counselor needs a counselor, even the pastor needs a pastor, even a coach needs a coach. And if they don't have enough of those coaches, some need more than others. You will know when they heal, because you won't have to deal with that no more. You'll know when they heal, because only life will come from their mouth. The scripture says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So if every time you look up, somebody just constantly need to be fed and given a whole lot of, you supporting them, but yet they can't fully support you without you having to pay majorly for it. That's unbalanced, you all. It can drown you. It can suffocate you. It can kill you. It can mess you up mentally. I know. I'm speaking from experience. And even though I'm not a swimmer, even though I'm not, I'm finna go probably take some more swimming lesson, but I was trying to avoid all that chlorine. I still know how to float. So once again, I'll float on up out of there. I will float. I will stay, look, I will float until it's my time to come to surface. Everybody, whoever else, they'll just be drowning. Because you got to survive. How else will I be able to be here for the children? How else will I be able to be here for you all? If I allow myself to die in the midst of the battle. If I allow myself to get into depression. I know many of you all thought I was sitting back and depressed. The impression from what I hear was that Dr. Shep was sitting back going through mental breakdowns and all this other extra stuff when my daughter transitioned. No, I was not. I did not get a break. How did you do it? Much counseling. I sought out every wise person that I knew. And I responded to everybody that I could in order to be able to remind myself that even though I'm getting all this other negative feedback, I had for the voice that was the closest to me, that was negative for the most part, I had to have 20 other positive voices that was there, that was bringing that head back, that was like, you can't give up now. You gotta keep going. No way, Jose. The devil is a lie. No. You're not supposed to be treated that way. And even though I spoke where I felt that I could at the time, and that was used against me in some ways, I still had all these other positive voices that were saying, no, we know you. We know what God has placed in you. And it wasn't based off of how much money I've given. It wasn't based off of how much care I've given to them. It was based off of them having the spirit of discernment. It's important, y'all, to have that. I encourage you to ask for that. Because when that spirit of discernment, spirit of awareness is blinded, or you don't have it, the devil can have his way. Your enemy can have his way with you. So the Most High gave that back to me in the midst of the transition of my daughter. He can give that to you too. And whatever you're going through is what I'm saying. And I encourage you all to ask for that. I pray. I'm going to close out with a prayer because that's important. And then I'm going to stay on just for a little bit. What's my time frame? Yeah, I want to work on. Oh, wait, good 2 hours. So I had to give a double up. If you all notice, if I'm missing, I wind up doubling up with you all, in order to because because different ones are still coming in as the time go by. Like and share, like and share. This is encouraging anybody else to go that's going through a hardship, that's going through hard times. Please like and share. Um, do that. But I'm going to pray, and then I'm going through the chats because I know I missed some of the chats. I'm late but laugh out loud. um, let me see. Yes, I know. I have so many of my friends that asked me to write a book, and I am. You are. I am. I'm going to write many books. As you all can see, I'm able to express myself now. As a child, I didn't. I spoke to who I could. My aunties, my uncles, mostly, um, and siblings. But outside of that, I was pretty much an introvert at that time. I was real shy in school and things of that nature. And unless I got around someone that was real close to me, or made me feel safe. And yeah, I am, sister. I really am. I'm going to get a book on not just relationships, but also I'm going to write a testimonial of how to overcome a lot of things. And think about it. In order for you to be able to write about something, you have to experience it. Now, some people we do. We got a place now where people are able to edit books or do books, offer other people's material. But I'm going to use my own. Because I've been hearing that for the last 20 years now that you need to get you some books. And I got a couple of people that I have to go back. If you all see this, Sister Susie out of DC, different ones that offered to help me to write a book and to edit. And I'm very sensitive, even though I'm expressing myself now in this moment. To write it and sit down and watch it, a lot of times it get me so choked up to where um, I can't really, to see it on paper. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this. It is so emotional sometimes because you're writing out your experience, your story, your testimony, and can't believe yourself that you've been able to come through it. And that's where I am. The confidence I have is in God, in me, and in the good things that's been planted in me, and that's growing in me day by day. But even I myself have to sit back sometimes and be like how people say you have an out of body experience. I do. I sometimes I'm like, oh my God, because I've counseled since I was 15. I've been inspiring since I was a younger girl, and at that time, I didn't know what all I was going to go through. Think about it. I know some of you all have experienced the same. I didn't know. So that means you don't know what you're going to make it through. You don't know. I held tight to my elders and different ones said, God's going to do a great work with you. You're gifted. You're special. And I never felt special. I really didn't. I felt love, but I never felt special. Whatever that is. I just felt love most of the time. But there was always some negative, something negative that was trying to press up against me too. And so I was able to tell the difference between what's love and what's care and what's not, just like a lot of you all do. And unfortunately, the downfall sometimes when you're used to feeling love, especially with women and you have men in your life that's been mostly positive to you, is that you think that everybody's going to be like that. Every male is going to be like that in your life. And for some men that experience that, they think the same thing for women. And when you wind up experiencing differently, it's a shock to you. It's a shock to what you are accustomed to. And so I got to a place where I had to stop being shocked, because you get shocked too much, eventually that heart gonna flatline. And so that's what God has shared with me, that no, you have to get to a point where you stop being in disbelief. Because remember, He can't heal you if you're in disbelief. You got to start believing that, okay, He provided a warning before destruction. And no, being divorced is not the last of your life. It's just a chapter. No, finally being a mother that experiencing the transition of your child is not the end of life. No, having to shift, having to move is not the end of your life. No, somebody playing with your finances is not the end of your life. I give you life so that you can learn to grow and be a better person. You can learn lessons. Now, what is it that you learned from this? I learned that I can't have too much tunnel vision. That's what I learned. I don't know what you all learned. Somebody can put something out there that you learned. It may help somebody. Through your test that you went through, what did you learn? So try to sum it up with one word, 1 or 2 words if you can. What did you learn? Did you learn something from anything that was negative in your life? Because I think that that's it. And I'm still experiencing relationships that I've had in the past that I still have to most definitely. You said, okay, I'm allowing it to be here so that you learn how to stay your ground. You learn how to be strong in this area, because it's one thing to talk about it, to express it verbally. The tongue can sometimes be a very unruly thing. So if you don't practice ruling it, it will take over you. But I learned that it said, okay, you got to learn the power to just to say no, no, and stick to it. Because I've learned that your adversary, your enemy, or a person that just wants something from you, for the most part, when they're desperate, they are relentless with it. They're going to keep on. And you will, a person that's a caregiver, a person like myself that is that empathizes with people, that's our greatest test, is to learn the power of no when something don't feel right. Because we're trying to avoid hurting a person's feelings. No matter what looks good on the other side. I had to learn the power to say no. No, you cannot treat me this way. No, you cannot speak to me this way. No, I cannot help you with that. No, I can't. No, it's inappropriate. No. And then the way you balance out that no for that is truly not good for you, or that just don't feel right to you, you balance it off with a bunch of yes, I will go and go and get a facial. Yes, I will go with you to the store. Yes, I will. Yes, I want that salad. Yes, I want. Yes. I accept that gift. Yes. You can be my friend if you treat me right. Yes, I love you too. Even though you way over in another country, you can balance it out with your yeses. Life is about balance. Anything that's negative, I'm gonna keep saying it, anything that's negative, that's weighing you down, it's time to drop off whatever is negative, whatever that is. Sometimes it's just not. Sometimes it's just letting that phone ring for that person that's always talking something negative in your ear. You'd be surprised how much your cells can breathe when you don't have all that negativity in your mind. You'd be surprised. I know y'all been experienced it. Come on now, talk to me. That's therapeutic. I don't have to have a bunch of hand claps, because I understand that sometimes, no, all the time, it's better for people to hear you, to listen, than to be constantly giving you a lot of praise. I've noticed that in position of leadership, that is one of the things that bursts the narcissism. It bursts it. I'm more happy if I get that phone call and say, you know what? Hey, Dr. Shell, Sister Felicia, and Queen. Thank you. I was at work and this person kept getting on my nerves, and I thought about you. And I was about to snap, crackle, and pop that person, but I decided to go to the other side of the building and just eat my grapes or just eat on my fruits. And I made it through the day. I appreciate you. I like that better than that was okay. That's okay. But to know that you are experiencing the good shift in your life is more important to me. Far more important to me. Far more important. Well, I can tune in today to chat up your whole line. But you got the message though. When you was able to get, I got sisters always, they at work now, they teachers, they doing stuff. They can't tune in now, but they tune in later. And they said, I caught you, what's called, girl, can you break that up in segments for me so I can go ahead and you did good. It was long, but you did good. And oh, that helped me out a lot. I cherish that more than anything else. Because those are the things that last throughout eternity. Because you're going to pass along to somebody else. It's going to help save somebody else's life. Life. So know that I love you all. And I am at a place where I am content for the most part. I do realize that the year is not out. My job that I'm working on, even though I got a lot that let me not forget. So those y'all still tune in. Here you go. North Carolina. I will be in North Carolina Saturday for my auntie, for my mother's sister's 60th birthday party. We will be at the hotel. And what's the name of that hotel? Is any of my aunties, anybody in? I want to say this for a season. So anyone that is in the North Carolina area, if you want to meet and greet me, you can. No, it ain't got to be no convention. You're welcome to come in and greet and meet my. She is a testimony. She is a work in progress with her health and wellness. And so you are welcome to come, feast with us, sit down and talk to us. Yeah, that's the big announcement. If you're in the North Carolina area, I will be there for from Saturday to Tuesday at the end of this month, the last Saturday of this month. I believe that is the 26th. And all the way to if you're in North Carolina area, I will most definitely. You can call me up on the same number on the 314-705-6264 number, or either you can text me on that number or call. Oh, the lines are up. See, I forgot. The business line, y'all, is back up again. The 618. Let me make sure I say it right, y'all, because y'all know I'll be messing up sometimes. 388-8100 number is back up again. And so I can get the texts. I have responded to those who were that were asking me that were messages and voice messages. If I missed it and you didn't get through, please call back in again. Have patience with me. I have it with you. And so therefore, they are back up and going. So I will be in the North Carolina. I'm there in North Carolina. Hey, yes, I'd love to see you, darling. I will. So you all are more than welcome to come. I am just going to do a little sightseeing. Her birthday is not until Monday, but we will be celebrating on that Sunday. So if you want to come and meet me at the hotel, let me chime out here and give y'all the exact. I'm not going to, I don't know, should I put it in there or not? Let me see. I shut off Facebook, you all, because it was acting up. I'm going to go in and get this information for you all, though. I'm going to go in and get it for you because I know I have quite a bit of clients that's in North Carolina, and they've been asking when I was going to come through, and the surrounding areas, too. So my Auntie Louise, them will be there. All of them will be there. Everybody that can be there will be there. I believe her doctor, I will be meeting. I'm supposed to be meeting with her doctors. They want to know who's the niece that helped her in her condition to not have to get bypass surgery, heart surgery, in a condition that she's been in for years. And so they want to meet me. And yes, these are medical doctors, y'all, that are very highly interested in the naturopathic way. And because my auntie always been supportive of everything that I've done that's been good, has always been supportive. She made sure, as you all can imagine, my niece is a naturopath. And so when they got the test results back, they were so amazed by it to where they wanted to meet. So we will see some of them may be there. You all may be able to get there to be able to see that take place. So if you want to call and find out exactly where I am, I will have a room there. If enough of you all respond, I will go ahead and get another room there to where we all can meet up with some fruits and just fellowship some there. Yes, I'm going with the flow, y'all. I'm going with the flow. I'm going with the flow. I am going with the flow. So here I am. I'm going to let me get up in here because my auntie did send it for me. Bear with me for a little bit longer for those of y'all that's interested. You see what part of North Carolina? Hi, Felicia and Pam. Okay, picture. And I have heard from, for those of y'all that were concerned about the cooking show, knowing what's going on, as you all know, we all have been busy with our businesses. They are doing well. Chef Tiara is doing great, and back-to-back events. And so is Flossie. She has a new brand of tea that's out now, the mint flavor one that's out. I still love the turmeric even the more so you can still order from her as well. And we'll be pairing up with even more brothers and sisters that's doing some really great work in the community. I'm almost there. Bear with me here. We had shared so many pictures, you all, from which when I get a chance to do that, I will do the same with you all. She booked my hotel. My auntie booked my Sonesta. Have you all heard of Sonesta in North Carolina Hotel and Resort? That's where I will be, you all. What's that? Let me look at it. So tiny. You see what date? Tuesday. No, Tuesday is my departure. Saturday, August the 26th. I shall be there close to 4 p.m. as long as they don't take no long time picking me up. I will be there in town. So I will be freestyling. I won't be getting bogged down with everybody because I told them I'm coming to sightsee a little bit, may go to the museum. So you guys want to hang with Dr. Self in North Carolina, where my Carolina cruise at? And I've other fellow brothers and sisters are in there, even the ones in Alabama. Everybody's there. You all can come have some fun. Y'all get a chance to read the real in person without having to pay for a ticket, without having to worry about whether or not you got to come as you are. I will be there to meet and greet in North Carolina all the way up until Tuesday morning. And so, yes, you can get some one-on-one sessions. I'm not stopping my work. If you need some one-on-one sessions, if you know what, I may even throw in there where y'all want to go to the grocery store and y'all want to go run out there to the grocery store, and we go pick out what we can pick out. I'm gonna go check out some farmers out there because I'd already promised some of my clients that when I come out there to North Carolina that I was going to see give some information for those who out, because there's different farmers that's out there where you all can get your food and stuff like that. We're gonna make it a girls stay out, and if some of the brothers that's protectors want to come on through, then go ahead, y'all. We can go ahead and do that too. And so just give me a call or via text me and let me know what you all want to do, and then we go from there. I just got this reservation, so I couldn't give y'all more heads up about this. So like I said, it's not a Dr. Chef, quote unquote, Dr. Chef event. This is my auntie's birthday party that I'm here with. She's very down to earth. She is a leader in her own right. She's a prophetess, and she does a lot of work in the community herself. Lots of people know her. She's been around. She's a Jill of a lot of different trades. And so we'd be happy. My family, the way we are, is that you friend to us and you family to us, everybody treats you like family. That's how we are. You don't come around us and get slighted. That's not how that works. It don't matter whether you're rich or poor. You come in there with your purple hair and they be like, hey, purple hair girl, how you doing? What's going on with you? That's the down to earthness that you see from me. That runs throughout the whole family. And so you all can come out if you want. It looks like a really nice hotel. I've never been to it before. It looks like a nice one, and she had to because the doctors wasn't going to come if they was in anything else. You know how they work. And so they have to protect themselves, and we understand that. But they were, to my understanding, were sponsoring this for my auntie upcoming reservations to Satona. Yeah, it's called Sonesta Charlotte Executive Park. That's what it's called. So yes, from the last Saturday of this month, all the way to Tuesday morning, I will be there. And so I got enough energy, y'all. I'm ready for that North Carolina song. God say the same. I'm I'll be running all over. So we'll see. We will see. Whoever via text me and call in and say they want to come in. We can go from there. If you need a little bit of support, little help, just call in. We'll see what we can work out. We'll see. I'm not making any promises, but we'll see what we can work out and go from there. Because I would love to see some of you all spaces if you can come and then you're in the area or not. So I just wanted to extend that opportunity out for you all because I thought that would be a really good place to those of you all that's there to be able to come to meet and greet. I don't have a set time frame to have to be back home for that time. So if during that time any speaking engagements come up, I am accepting speaking engagements. I am accepting groups that need to be. I am doing that as well. I got a couple of them that's already trying to put together some things now that they know that I'll be in the North Carolina area. And so just text me at the 314-705-6264 if you're interested in me doing something there in North Carolina while I'm there. No, I don't have a big number crowd amount that I have to do anything. It's just about whether or not I have the time to be able to do it. And so the way you find that out is you put in there this for business purposes or speaking purposes. Dr. Shelf, let us know if you can come because, like I said, I will be there Sunday. Her birthday gathering will be that evening, that Sunday evening at 6 p.m. So I will have enough time to do something early part of Sunday because she has her own ministry and that's not she knows that I'll be coming to do part business and to sightsee as well and share some of my moments. I planned on taking my Instagram or using my YouTube, my phone. I might even have two if I can, and share some of that with you all while I'm out there. Anybody interested in tagging along and going, then you all are welcome as well. All I ask is that you have good spirit. That's not too much to ask, is it? No, I didn't say that you have to be super well. I just say, come, come with some decent spirit energy. Nothing that will cause us to have a horrible time. Meaning, yes, if you're dealing with your healing process, that's okay. I understand that. I understand that. But I just wanted to make sure that I extended that opportunity. So I will make that announcement again. Come, I guess I'll probably do it this Friday. I'm trying, y'all. The Fridays has been really hectic for me to get back through it on these Fridays. Have been quite busy for me. So Motivational Monday, to my understanding, I do not have to go out of town again. Y'all just pray. I'll be back in for Motivation Monday because I do miss some Motivation Mondays too. This is kind of like that to me. If once again rolling over to the Wellness Wednesday, but I just didn't want to cheat you all out of your time. Remember, you all are loved and you are appreciated. And I wish you all good health and wellness. I'm going to pray us out. Father, we thank you so much for blessing us to be able to come before you and again on another Wellness Wednesday. We ask that you help those who are going through their own different tests and trials to overcome anything that is set up against them to make them fail or to discourage them along their health and wellness journey. We ask that you continue to allow us all to learn how to grow, to treat one another with respect, to treat one another right, to be more of a help and not a hindrance. We ask that you allow myself to become even more wiser in all the decisions that I make in my life choices, understanding that I am a leader in my own right, and I do have responsibilities every time that we come before this platform to make sure that your people are doing well mentally, spiritually, and that they feel love. We ask that you allow that same spirit and energy to transfer over to others that are working in this field that may be going through their own life tests and trials and that don't realize that it's having a really negative effect on the people that are tuning in, that it's not always just as simple as just click on and to look for someone else when they're trying to get the good out of bad situations. Father, we ask that you just allow us all to learn how to pray the best for all of us, to be able to grow to be the best that we can be in life and the most healthiest that we can be in life, so that we can help encourage and help one another or someone else is going through. We ask that you protect everyone as they go in and come out, keep them hydrated, keep them with the mind and want to take in something that's healthy for, even for those who have fallen off, to get right back on track, so that they learn how to go through this journey with more consistency, so that they can get the best outcome that they need for their life. In the name of Jesus, Yeshua HaMashiach, we pray. Amen. Amen. All right, y'all. I'm done. I'm done. What time is it? I did have counsel. Nope, I didn't have one on it on today. I'm done. Yeah, chat it out. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? What's going on with you, Lauren? Hey there, Sister Thomas. How y'all all doing? I love you all. Ain't talked to y'all in a little while. I appreciate you all. I do. I appreciate y'all. Know what I do. Even though I've gone this long, this helps me to get into my mode of writing again after I get finished. I really pretty much set Wellness Wednesday aside for this time, because that's a need, especially when I've been gone. Hey, bro. I just see Brother shout out there. Yep. Brother John. Yep. I see you. I see y'all. I see y'all. Oh, yeah. Covered by God's daily purpose. Yes. Hallelujah. That's beautiful. That's all, Sister Felicia. I see you. I see you. I didn't see you out there at first. I didn't see you. Why you didn't say nothing else again? You know I didn't see you. You all, we had a beautiful event out there. I didn't get a chance to transfer over the video over to here. So I'm glad I strolled back up to see Covered by Grace. That is Sister Mildred, First Lady Mildred. She is where I did my Tennessee segment. It was a blessing. They treated us like gold. I wind up having to cook. Dr. Tia, Chef Tiara did send her cake. It was delicious, but I wound up fixing up the broccoli dish and the pasta dish. They loved it, you all. That was one of my first times speaking in Tennessee, so I did. I didn't mean to leave that part out. So I wanted to mention that they had beautiful hospitality. It's so hot. It was so hot on that day. So we appreciate those who turned out, that came out, and those who, we understood that those who that couldn't come because they had other affairs and things to do or couldn't stay as long. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to Lady Mildred and Pastor Brandon in Tennessee. Make sure you put your information in there, Sister Mildred, if you're still there. So anyone else that want to do anything positive with her, she has some good business ideas and women's healthcare things that she wants to do, that I look forward to working with her with. So I do plan on traveling back there to work with them and to help with whatever she has in mind, because I just love her spirit. She has a really good caring spirit. I'm so thankful for her and her family being able to work through all of the spiritual attacks that have come against them as well. But God be the glory. Yeah. So that's another thing. A lot of times I want to break that too. A lot of times when people think that your relationship don't work out right, or that your marriage or anything goes wrong in your life, or you lose a loved one and things of that nature, we think some people actually think that they gives them a right to wish bad things on other people or to not to be happy. And it doesn't. It just doesn't. It doesn't. Learn from it if you can. And that's not the type of spirit that God has given me. I still be super happy to know that everybody else is succeeding in whatever commitments and journey and goals that you have set for yourself. I mean, genuinely. I know what it feels like to have somebody to say that they're happy for you and they're really not. Behind closed doors, they are trashing your name to the smithereens. I know what that feels like. I know what falsehood is, false love, false recognition. And then you know it when the person don't mention you at all, that they don't wish you well. They just saying that they do. And because they're not going to promote anything positive that you're doing at all. And then if they do, they're not going to do it much, because it's not enough love there. It's just simply not. And so I've gotten to a place now where I realize that I don't try to put too much energy in anyone else that are not for really truly working together for the greater good of humanity. I just focus more so on those that are more authentic with their love and appreciation and their wellness. And so that's why I have to give a shout out to Sister Lady Mildred, because she is most definitely have gone against the adversity of health and all the other. Her and her husband together have been working together on their health and wellness journey. And when they saw that we were going through, they still didn't stop and give up. They still gave us opportunity to come speak. Myself, they didn't hold anything against us. They were just really at a place where they just wanted to be able to make sure that the gifts that we have was used to help the people. And so you won't hear me have nothing negative to say about whether or not it's a whole lot of people, whether or not it's not, whether or not something was a success or not. Success is when we come together for a really good purpose and a good cause. And you just never know when stuff is recorded who you may share something with. It only takes one person. It only takes one right person to share something with. That's the reason why you see so many people that have made it. They're always trying to get a credit to one or two people. They never say they're giving the credit to everybody. They never. You will see them always broadcasting only one or two people, a few people over and over and over again, because that's all that it really takes a lot of the times is one person. And so why would we need to get caught up in a whole bunch of folks? A whole bunch of folks. It's better to have quality than a quality mass of few people than it is to have a quantity of a whole bunch of naysayers or a whole bunch of no, because we have proven people that what I want to say is that we have proven that if you don't do things in a good way, we by nature we are going to attack. We are going to give say it's just that's just the way it is. This is one of the reasons why I believe that the Alabama thing was such a big deal, because we had seen so many clips and so many tapes, so many people personally experienced it, what they had seen melanated people be attacked and be not treated right. And then when you look at the state that it was done at, you see why some people were celebrating. Am I saying that it's a good thing to celebrate someone being attacked? No, but it's a beautiful thing for us to support one another and not allow anyone to be killed or constantly mistreated by anybody, and to know that people will help you. Now, in my loving part of myself, I most definitely wish that it could have been handled with a handshake and that person respect the authority and go their own way. But it didn't happen that way. And so that means that when it don't happen that way, everybody's not professing to not be a fighter. That means it's time for the smackdown. And that's what happens. And that's how it happens in life sometimes. Nobody likes to see someone that's just doing their job, or that's a good person and they know they're a good person, or they don't like to see them double teamed on or mistreated. They just don't. And so if you are bullied by nature, and we can tell that you are with your mouth, it's only a matter of time before you get attacked. Because just because you was bullied as a child, just because you've been bullied through life, don't give you the right to become a bully. If you hated it that bad, then that means, and I've learned this because I know what it is to go through abuse. I challenged a young lady about this one time. We sure this. I'm done with the segment, y'all. I'm just chitty chatting it up now. So if anybody asks a question, then you can. I'm paying more close attention to the what you call, but I short talk as you go. I pray for both these seed and father. Thank you, sister. What you call Israel. Thank you. Look at that. That's beautiful. She said, I pray you both succeed and prosper. Bless her heart. Grand Rising, moral values come first before money. I know that's right, Dada. Yes, yes. Hey, Sister Tara, how you doing? Please give me an update on how you come along with your products. Oh, thank you so much. We appreciate Sister Day Day. But I was going to say that I got caught up in, because you all are more important than some of the stories that I was going to tell. Got a little bit of freeze of thought. I was talking about something. I remember where I was going. If you come back to me, then I'm going, because trying to ponder on it too much is too much. Um, but we just living in a time, y'all, where we, I think, bullying. That's why I was going. See, came back quick. um, I asked a young lady, because it she had been molested. This was years ago. This is before I became Dr. Shelf. I was in college and came across a childhood friend that had expressed to me. I was, distributing health products at the time, and I was telling her, what I was doing, and I hadn't seen her since grade school, and so I came across her while I was taking these courses, and she came up to me, just in her manly attire, very masculine looking. And I just focused on the fact that I'm seeing her alive and well up until this day, even though she was very, very overweight. And she come up to me and she's like, "Man, it's good to see you, Felicia. Oh my God." She's just freaking out. And so she gave me a big old hug, and I said, "Great to see you too." And so before you know it, she said, "So what you doing these day and days?" And I told her what I'm doing. Before you know it, she was wanting to purchase some things from me, because I was working with another company at the time. I had some vitamins and things, and she wanted them. And so I did. I didn't discriminate against her because I noticed that it looked like she was, she was working in law enforcement and everything, and that just wasn't my position. And so it's finally, because she saw that I wasn't questioning her about anything. She knew at the time, the quote unquote the church girl thing, and working in ministry. She said, "Felicia," she said, "I noticed." She said, "You haven't asked me about, I'm gay." That's what she said, and I was like, I don't know nothing until I focus on it enough. I said my focus was seeing that you were alive and well. And so she said, "Oh," and so she, in her own self, she felt comfortable enough to share with me how it happened. And as she's sharing with me how she was molested from a family member, and how no one came to her aid. No one helped her. She tried to tell her mom. She tried to share. It's something impressed on my heart and my mind, rather, to say, "Well, I can tell that it bothered you." And I told her, I said, "I understand your why." I said, "And I also hear your conviction. And I also hear where was what's good for you and what's not." And then I told her, I said, "However," I said, "the one thought that came to my mind was that if you really don't like that you wasn't treated right by another person, then I told us I've been confused by how you can actually become that person that did not treat you right." I said, "Me personally," I said, "just hear me out." I said, "I wouldn't want to become my molester. I wouldn't want to look like him. I wouldn't want to dress like him or her. I wouldn't want to have no attributes of them. I would only want to purge and detox from them." She looked at me, she said, "Wow." She said, "I never thought about it." I said, "Because as far as I'm concerned, the more you act like and be like your abuser, then the more they have power and dominion over your life." She said, "Man," she said, "I never heard nobody put it to me like that. Never heard nobody say that." She went on to invite me because she became a poet part time. She invited me to her things, and I continued to talk to her. And before I know it, she is what we call give her life back to the Lord. She had given her life back to God. I haven't heard from her since. I don't know where she's at, what she's doing now. And it's just, so this is the thing that I carry in my life, because I've experienced this so many times now in my life, where once again, love conquers all. And so this is the reason why even people that are toxic, even if when they seem like they're loving you, how you easily fall for it. It's only when they change, after they realize that they got you, that you wind up realizing that, wait a minute, there's something right here. Remember, you fell in love with how good you were being treated, not with the toxic part in them that they were hiding or trying to hide. You fell for the part that you thought that they were sharing with you that was true, not with the part that was lying and being manipulative. You fell in love with the part of them that needed to it seemed like they needed help or valued your help, not the part that said, I don't need your help and I don't value your help. See how that works? And so I take that theme throughout my whole life to allow me to be able to press forward, to know that anytime something changes you, and it doesn't change you in a good, positive way, then it's your responsibility. It's our responsibility to make sure that you're changing yourself back into a more positive way if something has changed you in a negative way or has influenced you, persuaded you in any type of negative way to do anything that's negative or to have negative behavior. And that's how I know. So that means if you've been molested, that means if you've been raped, that means if you've been verbally and mentally abused, that means that covers all those areas, you all. You do the opposite. And if you can't get proper enough counseling, and I mean, like me, I knew that counseling was the key for any relationship, anything I go on to, but you can't force a person to get enough counseling. That person has to want to get enough counseling on their own. That person has to love you too, not just feel like they want to need you to do something, but to literally respect you enough to love you too, to support you too, not just when times seem like it's going good, but even in it, that's the one most trying part, is when times are hard. But some people aren't developed and not ready for that, because once again, if you're still wrestling with who abused you, then your eyes have been blinded. You got to get that stuff out of you before you can connect in a healthy way to another human being. That young lady was ready to receive what I had to share with her. She knew I didn't mean it in a mean way. I didn't yell at her. I didn't go off on her. And I said, girl, you know better. You raised up in church just like me. You know you wrong for being gay. I didn't take that approach with her. And she didn't take that approach to me and judge me. I was married at the time. She didn't come against me in a negative way, and I didn't come against her in a negative way. And so I learned that. And so in my case, if I'm accustomed to handling decisions in a more positive way, then that means that you cannot control. I can't allow you to have control over my being, over my existence, over my life. If the negative outweigh the good. And you all have to just get to a place, like I've said before, you all have to get to a place where you make that type of decision for yourself, especially if it's affecting your life in a very negative way. You gotta know how to bow gracefully when it's time. If something's meant to be, it'll come back around when it's well. When it's well. It may be too late, may not be. It's just that we all have our own individual life lessons that we have to learn, and that we need, I didn't say have to, need to grow in. And it's up to those who's the closest to you to recognize that and not to pacify your bad behavior. When they pacify your bad behavior for trying to get something good out of you, it's no different from a baby that we call spoiled rotten to the core, that nobody can chastise or can train because they used to having their way. They hit the mama, they hit the daddy, and then they give them candy. And then the candy, or they still want to pat them up. They don't tell them, no, that's not good. No, you know better. And then you know just how much is in that baby if that baby keep on fighting anyway. They keep on bickering. They just keep on picking. You know that means that you got a tough one on your hand. At some point, you got to stop giving that baby them sweets. You got to stop giving in to them. At some point, you got to teach them how to be more disciplined. You cannot fall for it. Oh, but they're cute. Oh, they're so pretty. And they cussing because they done heard some adults cuss. Or they sitting up there fussing like they grown because they see another grown person fussing. No. And unfortunately, we have grown-ups that have childlike minds like that, where everybody around them now, it's a fear. And most of the time, it's a fear to correct someone when it's something that you want from them. Whether it be attention, whether it be services, or whether it be acknowledgement, which is still attention. I don't have those type of hang-ups. I don't. That's why I'm able to let go and let God. Because if you get to a place to where you allow someone that's not having a really good impact on your life, control that aspect of you knowing what's good and what's bad for you, you can't get mad when you realize that they done participated in and you not developing and not growing the way you needed to grow. Can't get mad. So what I'm saying, y'all, sometimes separating is a good thing. Sometimes cutting off things that are not good. No, all the time is a good thing if you feel like you cannot conquer it in a healthy way. I'm a firm believer in that. I teach my children the same thing, even though they're young adults now. I just had 2 back-to-back calls about relationship from my girls. Sure did. I ain't gonna go into no detail because that's their business. But it was just a good conversation. And I'm like, wow. And I said, well, if nothing else, you know your mother knows about what's healthy and what's not. I'm not gonna tell you anything that I haven't had to do. And they listened. They said, thank you, Mama. Love you. One was a little bit feeling like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to go through this multiple times. I said, no, you're not. The devil is a lie. No, you don't have to get your feelings hurt over and over and over again by the same person. No, you don't. No, that's a sign of low self-esteem. The reason why it's called self-esteem. Esteem yourself. Just not more higher than anybody else, but just enough to stay alive to know that God has a better purpose and plan for your life than for you to be wasting time with too much toxicity. I shared a little clip with one of them, and they was like, oh, thank you, Mama. I love you so much. So God even mend that relationship through what I've gone through, even after the passing of my daughter with my other daughters. So it's getting more and more healthy. And I know I don't expect for it to always just be where they just love Mama, because everything Mama gonna say you ain't gonna like. I've seen that with some of us that was wrong. We didn't want Mama to tell, now you know that ain't right. I had a mother that told me that, I ain't gonna say no names, that told me that they told their grown child what wasn't right, and they just got quiet, and or just continue to lie, just continue to lie. And so they realized there's nothing that they could do. They're at the age of accountability. Life is just going to teach them a lesson until they get it. And we pray that they get it. That's all we can do. We can hope and pray that they get it, but they ain't got to get it all on you. We all got our own cross to carry, our own life, our own awareness to carry. And if ain't nobody helping you to carry it, then it's time for you to let go and let God. It's time for you to ask for God to send you that is good for you, that is more balanced, that is more healthy for you. And so that's what I have to share with you all. I wonder how my theme froze up and you all still there, because I know sometimes you can walk. Oh, okay, let me zoom back down. Yeah, so I'm just chatting it up, y'all. North Carolina, I would be. Dr. Chef, do you think you will create another cookbook? Absolutely, Sister Star. I am. I'm going to get rid of the ones that I have now. I do have. I'm glad you mentioned it. I most definitely want it because that one was not all that I wanted. Um, that one was tough, as you all know. That was creative about to pass on my daughter, so we had to do that, rush and do that. But on the back of this one is this is the original. I still have copies of this. Then you all, I'm letting them go for 10, or buy one get one free for 10, just to get rid of them because I have cases of them. And some of these recipes are going to be in the other cookbook. I don't know when that question was asked, but Sister Thomas, if you're still on, then yes, it's the answer. Yes, I look forward to that this year. Is what my plan is because I got so many dishes that I like to create. I just I had to wait for a right timing for that because, as you know, with me moving and shuffling, doing so much with the shift, um, I wanted to make sure that I did it right. Okay, there you go, sister. Yes, I wanted to make sure that the timing was right because I can't certain things I just couldn't do right then and there because that that was one of them when I first started this journey in this way. The book was I was supposed to have had a bigger book then, but it was just so many distractions and just so much life changing situations that was going on that I honestly at that time I just didn't have the full confidence. Something the little quiet voice was saying then, no wait, no, 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 no wait, no wait to see what's going to come after something. So that's why it's so important, you all, that we do um, fact check and really do our homework and really working on ourselves because it can hinder other people's blessings. It can hinder in a lot of ways, and I've learned that in this health and wellness field, even with this mental health part of it, these demonic forces that's coming against people mentally, that those of us that have a form of intelligence are the most deadliest people on earth. Some of the most treacherous people on earth that we have to be careful and watch out for because they're good at persuasion, they're good at manipulation, they're good at talking about what they're not being about, they're good at stealing too, they're good at taking at using what other people have worked hard for to make it their own. And it's just people that's like that. We call them scammers, we call them schemers and scammers, and that's a lot of this out here on the social media. And so I'm careful a lot of times when I'm producing certain information. I don't mind. Everything's going to be copycatted at some point, but if it's to the point to where that's your gold, is to meet somebody just to milk everything out of them, and just for if you can't get more of the milk out of them than you want out of them, then now all of a sudden it's a problem. I've had to deal with a lot, you all, that and I know it's so many others that have too. And that's what happens when you're empathic and when you care about people. I just, like I say, I'm addressing this also because that's what I just saw someone posting that on Instagram, and they just crying out. And then now it seems like it's becoming a whole thing where everybody crying about being a good person and being taken advantage of and all that. Well, I went through that at 28. I'm 48 now. But I experienced what they call the midlife crisis. I experienced it 20 life crisis when I started realizing that, wait a minute here, I've been nothing but nice to this person. I've been nothing but encouraging, supporting, and they still, not treat me right. And I had to get over that. I mean, I did. I cried. I cried about it, and I finally got to the place. I mean, it did. It made my brain swim. I'm like, oh my God, wow, this is what happens when when people realize that you're not after trying to attack them or trying to go. Yes, and so that's how I learned how to speak out now a little bit more than what I had in the past, because I realized that the only way your enemy or someone that is causing you harm can continue to feel super comfortable with doing so is by you not telling off on them. That's the only way. Victimizers or people that look to look to take advantage of you and and eventually control you to a point to where they make you feel little or make you try to get you to a place where they say, no, you're only good for this. I only want you to do that. And here it is, God has placed all these beautiful different abilities and talents in you. You got to decrease in order for them to feel like they can increase. Then that means that usually that's because they're getting by with it. Nobody is exposing it. And a lot of times, especially when you're dealing with social media, you can find that out easy. We see it because they don't even know how to hide it on social media when they're doing it, because they're going to do it to others. You'll know it because it's in them. They're not. It's not just going to stop at the door of a spouse. It's going to, or at a brother or sister, or a mother or father. They're or the children. It's going to spread abroad, and it's going to. I mean, you see it all the time. Who was that? Rush Limbaugh was a prime example, and some of the other people. They just was just constantly say negative things to people, and unfortunately, because they were saying some things that other people wanted to hear said, he he had got a massive support system there, because you got more negativity in life than you do positive. Well, somebody that wants to monopolize off of that and want to make money off of that, that's what they want to do. If they are an influencer and their mindset is money, mostly money, and trying to make you think that it's not that, then what happens is that they're going to whatever gets the most attention. It's almost like the kid that's always joning. And I don't know about y'all, but I grew up in the Jonah family too, where your feelings gonna get hurt. You gonna get a little bit of tough skin. You gonna get joned on. Oh, that's a hard. Yeah, that is some. I saw that, Sister Tara. Make sure that you set up a call for me. But that is the first time that I've heard anyone say that. But once again, certain things does not work well with others, and you do have to make sure that you're looking out for the different detergent, different things that you have. But if you've already experienced it before in the past, then that does mean that that's the herb that's not for you. Then it doesn't go with your system, and that's okay. That's okay. Okay, just try it again, but wasn't consistent. Thank you so much for your honesty. I appreciate that. Most definitely call me for a session. I most definitely look forward to speaking to you, so I know exactly what you are doing. Because a lot of times when we do try something new, sometimes what usually happens is that when you use herbs that are used to help to reduce inflammation and detox the body, what we call itching and call it causing problems, is actually the body trying to get rid of toxins, and it will show up in it seems like your rash or itching and things of that nature, until whatever this toxin in you is released. And unfortunately, that is a yeah, that's not a good feeling for most of us. Most of us cannot, doesn't seem to be able to go through that process. A detoxification process is not a good one. It doesn't feel good. Let me put it to you like that. It doesn't feel good. That's the reason why a lot of people do try to go underneath clinical or constant uh, um, 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 overseeing of them, caregivers sometimes, or to wellness centers. And what happens, unfortunately, though, if you can't do it on your own and withstand it on your own at home, then it can get quite expensive, and it can become quite addictive to some people if you can't break the habit on your own, or you can't allow the full process on your own. However, because we got so many other options out here today, I'm not one that try to force anybody due to sales or anything to try to take something that they're not ready for, or that their bodies, or that they feel that their bodies is not responding good enough to. And so, but it is the first time that I'm hearing that concerning moringa, because it is becoming more and more popular now, because those people are most definitely experiencing good experiences with it. I have it and I take it often, and I do consider myself one that's very sensitive to things, so I have not experienced that, but it does not mean that it is something that it couldn't be something that you're taking, that you're mixing with it, that it just does not, that is going to show forth itself in causing your body to detoxify in a way that where it could possibly um, have that type of effect. I don't know of that normally being so for it. Um, but I do appreciate you sharing, and I look forward to you calling in for a consultation. All right, here we go. We'll be calling you. So, okay, Sister Nicole, yes, yes, yes. Call me soon. I'm there. Okay, good, good. North Carolina. That's Charlotte, Carolina, North Carolina, Charlotte. That'll be Charlotte, you all, that I will be in this last Saturday of the month until Tuesday. I may stay over if I have to for event or anything like that, or if I find something else I want to do. Because, like I said, thankfully I don't have to rush back. As long as I'm on Wi-Fi, I will be taking my laptop. Then I should be able to tune in to you all without any problem. If not, then I will either take to Facebook or Instagram, and then when I get back home, I could just transfer it if I can't get anyone to transfer it for me, which I'm sure I could probably find somebody. And so that's one man. That's just my mango for Wellness Wednesday, you all. I just wanted some mango. I didn't want to even smooth it up. I just wanted it's chunks of mango that I've been eating on. My body asked for it, and so that's why I was getting it. So I didn't give it the watermelon today. I gave it the watermelon on my way back home. A yellow watermelon, you guys, clear out so much better. I am inclined to believe that it is true that the more yellow orange like type of watermelon was more of the original watermelon. So there is an update for that, you all. I'm inclined to believe that the yellow orange watermelon with seeds was what was more original until the red came about through as time went by, as they changed the soil. Because um, I noticed, and I'm just telling you all my little experience. Maybe I should have said this early on, but it's okay. I noticed that my urine was clear, even more clear with the yellow, which makes sense because the red one is red. But I noticed my body was detoxing itself a lot faster on the yellow one, yellow seeded watermelon than on the red. Just for the record, I could tell that I could digest it even better too, even through chewing, the chewing aspect of the texture of it. Yeah. hmm And I had two. I had the red seeded watermelon and I had the yellow seeded watermelon. As y'all seen already on lives that I've done last month, where I was eating all that watermelon. So I know the difference. I know the difference, and we all know the difference. For those of us who can consume water melons, you know the difference between the food when you taste it. So they were both very good ripe watermelons, and so I was like, but I did, because I ate a little later, thinking that I could do it the way I could do the other watermelon, the red watermelon. I did notice that the yellow one had me going to the restroom all throughout the night, and I ate less of that than I did the red. Go figure. I had my 20-ounce container of the um, red watermelon and did not have to go to the restroom all throughout the day, night. Well, not all throughout, but at least 2 or 3 times. And then, but with just a small bowl, without it being smooth, made into a smoothie, the yellow watermelon had me releasing so much more. Go figure. Yeah. So I came across an article that was stating that that was the original one. And I spoke to one of the mothers that I know that's 80 something years old that said that they used to eat it, and they were yellow orange. So maybe if you share that or ask some of your elders that know, they they no, hold on, let me see. You guys are chatting it up. Let me see what's been said so I can pay attention. Let me go back down. Okay. Okay. Okay, I had missed some of you all what some of you all were saying. I just noticed it as I was talking about the yellow watermelon, being nosing that it purified me a lot more faster and quicker and cleansed my bladder out. And it is a link to healing bladder cancer, uterus, and flushing out the system. I've been saying that for years, but you have to be careful. And I did use some of the rind, just so you know, that has been used to help heal cancer. The rind of the watermelon, you all. So stop throwing away your rind if you are at all concerned. You're around toxic chemical waste, very toxic environment, and you know you haven't been cleansing properly, you know you've been eating all different type of junk. I would say that would be, while we're in the melon season, that would be one of the number one ways to save yourself some money, and just take that little bit of time. I'll get you a good knife, chop the knife, and get to eating away at some of that watermelon. You all, it could possibly help, most definitely help save some of those, restore those healthy blood cells that you need in order to provide oxygen and hydrate your body the way it needs and give you the proper energy that you need. So if you don't like it, start to like it. Your mind controls everything. I can't stress that enough. Mm-hmm. Okay, Sister Sandra, I see you. Post a link from what info? What was you saying? Post a link for, Sister Thomas? Okay, let me see where they let me put it in there. I think what you're saying is for where I'll be at in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'll go ahead and put that in there, because anybody that stayed on this, that stayed supportive up until this point, then I think that you all are good. Let me go back in here and see where they let me put it up in there for you all. So you guys would zoom down to the end part of the chat, and my Auntie Louise has sent that to me. So Auntie Louise will be there, y'all. So those of y'all that came for the November 19th event, y'all get a chance to see Auntie Louise again. This time she won't be buried in the kitchen nowhere. She'll be out being able to mingle some and listening and just showing her little motherly little current nature about herself. Okay. Because she sent me this link there. Okay. I got it, y'all. Okay, here I go. I'm going to do my best here to put that in there for y'all. Sometimes my computer be acting special on me. Did I say that right? I'm putting in all caps so y'all can see. Sonona Hotel in let's see. Okay, and I will, my date, I'm putting there Dr. Shelf is Strange for your own little title up in there. Shelf will be there. I'm a bit, I'm putting that for meet and greet. Hey, wait to see some of y'all. That's whoever's able to come. Give me a big old hug. Peace out and just be yourself. I mean, that's how I say. Just be yourself. You know, y'all could bring. Right. Um, let me see. I say Saturday. This is not a long flight at all. I think it's just a 2 hour flight. Long as I don't get any layovers. So, but you all, when I land, I will text back anybody that reach out to me. I'll make sure to be looking into my phone for text and so that way I can respond back to you all. Oh, goodness. Make sure I get that date right. 26. I say that yeah, by 4 o'clock. 'Cause I know me, I do. I like to go in, put down my little bags, and I can get bum rush at that time as long as it's not, like I said, as long as it's not. Let me see. I'm put until for now. It'll be until Tuesday, maybe even longer if it has to be. Um, and I just put it out there because I know it's some that's working together to put some stuff together now that they officially know that I'm coming. And so, you guys, if you want to take it, some of y'all may not been able to take a break like me and been going to funerals and doing all this other stuff, or just been working hard. I've been moving and doing everything. This is technically be my first official this year since the passing of my daughter. This will be my first official break. Official just break, just to go for something positive, y'all, to get out of town. This will be it. Um, so I look forward to it. And like I said, that doesn't mean that I don't plan on that I won't speak or do anything else, because that's not hard work to me at all. That's just, I'm just letting you all know that this will be my first time since December. Since I was in DC in December, this will be my first time just getting away. The last speaking engagement was January the 7th, and that was it. But that was just an hour and a half away, and it turned right back around and come back home. Um, and then that's when all the shifting took place. After, let's see, did I do that right? 29. Okay. Okay, I think I got it. Yep, and let me put it in there, y'all. Do I need to put my contact number in there again? I'll put my contact number in there. I'll put my direct line to you all, more direct line to you all that want to come this time, because it's an out of town event and I don't want no misunderstanding. So you can be a text this message to you all, so that'll be good. Okay, got it in there. I got it in there, you all. So Thomas, thank you so much um suggesting me to give that information. I don't think I gave that information to those who's on Facebook. So I guess I'll have to make the announcement on Monday for them. But if they wanted to make more time, then I guess I should have done that with them. I believe I should have, or do Instagram. Okay, that's what I'm at. Yeah, I'm good. Woo! I broke a record, y'all. That was 3 hours in. Y'all done break this up in segments. I done did a Netflix health special. And how Dr. Chef recovered, or how she overcame in the midst of the pandemic up until now, with multiple deaths and parts of her family. It'll be, look, I guess I've made one. Look, I've made one. And that's just the way it be, y'all. That's just the way it be. That's how it be. And it's all right, y'all. And as long as they help inspire somebody, that's all that matters, to encourage somebody to do well. Okay, yeah, I'm finna tune up out of here so I can go ahead and get me a workout on this Wellness Wednesday. I got my watch collar sitting right here, heavy as ever. This is how you know when you need to work out, when this feels super heavy to you and it's just tens. This how you know. See, I lost my little muscle mass, all this other stuff that I'm doing. So I will be working out. I will be. I will be toning up again because I need to. Because that's part of the distraction as well to get you off your regimens and get you off. But I don't believe in making excuses just because you got life happens. No, you get back up. If first you don't succeed, dust yourself off, pick yourself back up, and do it again. Not try it again. Do it again. That's right. Just do it. Yeah, we're not gonna just talk about doing it. We're gonna be about doing it. And so I'm done, y'all. I'm done. I got the information in there. I pray that you all got it in there. Thanks. Okay, good. And so yeah, just contact me if you all want to meet and greet during that time. Go out and do some little fun stuff. Look, y'all may know it better than me, so y'all help me because I haven't been to North Carolina since our family reunion at the very same auntie's home that we had. We went out to the park. That's been, I want to say that's been since 2018. And that was my first time being going to North Carolina. And so I look forward to seeing whoever can make it. And then we can be able to hook up together and then we go and do us some little fun little stuff. Okay. Yeah. All right. I love you all. I'm out of here. I am out of here, y'all. Finally. It didn't feel like a whole 3 hours. But y'all can't say I don't love y'all. I was trying to look. It was no special segment. I didn't even talk about the moringa. Y'all can still order that for those who want to order the moringa. You need some coaching, little counseling with that. You can call in for a few minutes session for that. And your colon cleanse. I want my update because I know we're close to that 21-day mark for those of y'all that's been a colon cleanse. So let me know if you haven't started yet because I understand it is a mental thing. Let me know how that's going for some of you all. Via text in the information to me. Um, thank you so much. Yeah, via text. I wonder who put that part in there. I didn't put that part in there. Awesome, Thomas, you did that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah. And so yeah, so I'm thankful that I'm able to do what I need to do. I'm not being held at all hostage. That's just a beautiful thing. And you know, sometimes you just don't know until because I was wondering when the children, when that time's gonna come that you know the children get old enough and I could just travel and do what I need to do. Every mother know what I'm talking about and know that they everybody is going, doing well. I was wondering. Um, so yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, keep my son in prayers. He's in his transition and look forward to him coming in and messing. Y'all gonna love. Y'all gonna fall in love with him because y'all think that but he kind. I'm gonna be honest. He kind of remind you of Chris Tucker. He's just more handsome. And I'm not talking about for Friday, even though he can do like that when he wants to, but he's just more handsome. That's who he reminds me of more so than anything. Little Michael Jackson when he was a young boy, when he knew that he was black. Uh-huh. Yes, and so y'all gonna love him because he is. Thank you so much for time. Let's see. Thank you so much, Sister Thompson. No problem. I look forward to hearing from you. I love you too, Sister Miles. Thank you so much. Yeah, I look forward to hearing from y'all. Chat it up. I'm just gonna go and I'm going to when I finish my little mangoes. I think I'm gonna go and try to get a workout. It's been the hardest thing after, as you all can imagine. You just doing so much. I mean, oh my God. So now I gotta get back into my regimen. So I feel you all. I feel you all on that one. It's not as easy as people like to make it seem like. So it has to go off of those that can really stay on your workout regimen when you have a lot that's kind of going on. And this is the reason why I empathize with so many people because I know what that feels like to not to be constantly on, to have that robotic like type of mentality. Just I got to get my workout in. Well, for me, that is not the most important thing because you walking, moving things. So that is exercise too. However, it's more focus based on specific areas when you are able to stay to your walking regimen, your fitness training workout. Oh, and guess what? Oh, before I leave y'all, look, I'm going to start Zumba. I think I am going to go ahead and get certified to become a Zumba trainer, a Zumba instructor. Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah, y'all ain't know I had it in me, did you? Uh-huh. Yes, you did. They dropped that little nugget to y'all before I leave. Yep, I sure am. They're like, Dr. Seth, you know you can't be dancing to all that different stuff. I know you better mind your business. Then leave me alone. You'll have some fun. Shoot. And like life is too challenging. It could be something else. You better find something that makes it good, clean fun to have. My cousin knows there when we was doing that. I didn't know she's just across the river. She's a Zumba fitness trainer, and she's like, "I love to have." I'm sitting here wondering how she keeping up with me, and I'm there, and she's older than me, and I'm like, look at this little something, look, girl, what you being self? And honey, I said, what you doing? She said, look, it's divine. She said, you know, I'm a Zoomer trainer. I said, wow. I said, I had thought about it years ago, but the children were still in school. So much was going on. Then I had a couple of jobs. I had so much I was doing at business and everything. And so I was like, I ain't got time to do it, you know. I did good just to start doing fitness training with my god brother. And so I always want to do it. My baby sister, she constantly, oh, Felicia, please do it. Oh, do it, do it, do it, do it. Oh, that is your gift. I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. But I'm gonna be clowning y'all. I'll be as I am. I think it's therapeutic. So you like to dance is one of the things you can do it's a fun way to lose weight if you need weights. It's a really fun way to tone up the body. It's a really good way, healthy mentally way to just take your mind off of all the extra things that's going on in life. It is part of your wellness, your mental health and wellness. Y'all want to be super spiritual minds. We can't do that because they be having that. Then get your little gospel music and bump to that. Do what you I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have all the positive, happy songs, and I'm gonna be bumping and working out and toning too. And I am going to record it, and it may be on either Fitness Friday or either Wellness Wednesday. Yes, I am. So those of y'all that get too holy to see Dr. Shell get a moving fitness on in Zumba, then I would say nicely, there is other channels that you can watch. And I'll go get mine on. I love it. Y'all see how I'm smiling. Do you love belly dancing? You know what? Yes, belly dancing would be good too. It's so good for the core abs. It really is. I saw it done at quite a few of the festivals for years now. Granted, I probably won't feel like I want to be out in the opening with chains on me, and I understand that's their culture, that's their thing. But yes, I've been wanting to learn how to do it because I see where it's good for the core abs. Absolutely. Yep. hmm Yep. Yeah, it's in me. Yep. I confess, this is dark. It's in me. It's in me. And I think my people is good on me enough to where nobody's gonna send a bunch of scriptures telling me, well, you know, they're not alone. I'm like, well, you know, it's all right. Pray for me. But yes. Yep. I'm good on it. Yep. And nobody like ain't no shame in doing anything that's fun, healthy, not harming anybody, y'all. We got I say it all the time. We gotta learn how to stop. Don't get so spiritual to where you become no earthly good. No earthly good. Ain't nothing wrong with whatever but a smile on your face and you're not doing no harm to anybody. If if you're around that type of crowd of people, I encourage you to find your new crowd. Because it's not worth it. Life is too short, y'all. It's too short. I think I could say that. It's too short for most of us. And so you got to learn how to live life in the most happy, healthiest way that you possibly can. And Try different things. That's not in. You just never know what you like until you try it. I mean, I'm a firm believer of it. I think that that's one of the reasons why I'm able to bounce back so fast. Outside of my trust and belief in God and the Creator, and believing in treating people right. And if I'm wrong, you, I do believe in apologizing and showing it, not just verbally saying it. I show it. Um, that uh, that's one of the keys. One of most definitely the top 5 keys to living a more healthy life and being stressed less and not allowing yourself to cause yourself to be messed up in life is finding fun things to do outside of getting caught up in only just work, and all that is therapeutic. When you have control, it gives you back control over your body, your mind, soul. You're not It's hard to dance and sing something, do something happy and be stressing out at the same time. The body not even made up like that. The mind ain't even made up like that. You can't be moving and grooving and crying and saying that, oh, I miss my mama. Oh, I miss my daughter. No, can't do it. Try it. And if you and if you find somebody that can succeed at singing a happy song, a positive song, and dancing at the same time, and they crying for their mama at the same time, then yeah, I'll kind of question where they are mentally. Yeah, there's some other underlying conditions that's going on there because last I checked, we are not capable of doing that. You can't, because the mind controls whatever that mind is focused. That's the rhythm, that's mathematics, that's all. I mean, that's taking over the whole body at that point. There's a vibration, a spirit that comes within us to make us focus on one thing, to make all those limbs work like that. You could not be depressed and be dancing and happy at the same time. Absolutely not. So show me somebody that say, now you may stop. When you stop, you can think about something and think about how you feel bad about something. But usually, even after that, you can't do it that long. If you notice, I know you notice that, Sister Thomas. So that's one of my exercises. I consider it highly therapeutic. Yes, when done with the right group of people, the right energy, and that's just because everybody is in sync at that time. They're just enjoying themselves, like what I did with my family. Um, that Saturday evening. And I mean, we all had a good time. Even the ones that were really sad just got up and started dancing. You could just see they just come alive. They just came alive. I mean, my cousin, I mean, he sat down, at first, and he just got up. I said, "Go on, cousin Lil Joe." We call him Lil Joe. And I was like, wow, my Uncle Rod, never get. I ain't seen him there since I was a little girl, and he's actually the DJ, and he came out with me. I'm like, oh! I guess they said that if Felicia can get out here, if Felicia can get out here, I was like, everything she's gone through and that, so can I. And so it's a good feeling, y'all. It's a good feeling. And I had to share it with you because I didn't want everybody, I'm not about the attention just over everything sad that's happening in your life. I told you, I'm gonna pull that positive out somewhere to create that balance. And that's the only way I know to live a more healthy, well life. It's the only way I know to grow. And that's the only way I know to share. So yeah, on that note, I'm gone, y'all. I'm gonna start working out. Has to be fun, or you won't keep it up. That's true. That's the reason why I said I'm gonna do the Zumba. For me, that's true. Some people, I realize, people that have more hardcore personalities usually can keep up a workout regimen more so than the average, or those who's militant. I noticed that seems to be an attribute of theirs. But fun-loving, happy-go-lucky people, dancing is their way. Lighthearted people, they usually are going to choose, if they have to exercise, they're going to choose to dance. It's what I notice. I didn't say that that's true for everybody, but if you look at every culture, they all have their own dance. They all have their dance. Even in the church world, for those, especially in the so-called black churches, the first thing we're known for is shouting and dancing. I don't care how much you talking about you doing this for the Lord. And some of them is doing it because they got to release some extra stuff. But what they say, they do it until they exhausted. They just after that they say they feel better. So what does that tell you? Now I'm not down for people dancing and you running into walls and doing some crazy stuff. Then once again, I'm gonna say it again. We question where that mind is. I gotta question it. Maybe put on my Malcolm X face right now. Like, hmm. I got to get back to saying that saying things to make you go, hmm. So no, I love you all. I do. I'm a, leave on that good positive note of working out is very therapeutic, and Zumba is on the way. Don't be surprised if I get to that hotel and they got a workout thing there. We all might be able to go there. So bring your workout clothes, y'all, just in case. I may decide to do something. You never know with me. I'm finding something happy, something fun to do. You can bank on that. And so y'all get ready. Y'all can think y'all finna come and see me all pretty if you want to. I'm gonna be pretty. Then I'm gonna be down to earth and fun too. I don't know how to do nothing else. I'm like, you're not gonna have me sitting up there walking up down North Carolina sort of acting all stuck up. You know, yeah, do that when you're sitting down. I want to come have some fun. Hmm. I do that when I'm teaching sometimes. I can't even do that when I'm teaching. I can't even do that. I can't even do it then. It's just not my personality. It's not my spirit. I can if it's certain serious matters that I have to address. And y'all know by now what my pattern is now is that if he hit me too hard, I'm gonna shed a tear and think of something positive to say that can help someone, and that's it. But okay, I look forward to seeing you all this month, this weekend. For those of y'all that's in the North Carolina area, or that just want to just take a vacation and you want to come meet and greet, then I look forward to seeing you all. I look forward to the sharing with you all the next cookbook. Thanks for the reminder, Sister Thomas, and the Zumba and all of the other fun things. I am not stopping until God tell me to stop. That's it. And it can only get better from here, y'all, no matter what comes, no matter what may go. So, right, peace and love and good health, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself and stay hydrated. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.